Varsity 2018. We are at the football men's ones at Hillsborough tonight. University of Sheffield won Varsity earlier today. The score currently stands at 44-34 and it's set to be an exciting match tonight. I'm here with Ollie Baisley and David Marriott. Guys, what can we expect tonight?
Well, I think it's going to be a very close game. There's going to be a lot of tough challenges going in. Both sides are going to want to end their Varsity on a high, so it's going to be a really close call to pick a winner here.
Yeah, you can tell from just how loud it is behind us. I can barely hear the question. So I think it's going to be a great game. I think that's what you're asking. It's always so close and very competitive and very kind of full on. It's one of the best Varsity events.
So, David, this is your first Varsity this year. And Ollie, you've seen a few more, so how does this year compare to the previous years?
Sorry, Madeline?
How does this year compare to the previous years? You've been here for a few. This is David's first.
Yeah, so it should be even more. I think players are going to come out very kind of full on. Obviously, Varsity is over, so they're not going to try and, win it. Okay, so I'm just going to pass back to Kerry.
So what do you think of Varsity this year compared to how you've seen it in previous years? This is David's first.
I think Varsity feels bigger than ever. It's really interesting how they've done it. It's split across Easter this year. But I think University of Sheffield have been quite comfortable again. Sports Sheffield actually told me they quite like University of Sheffield to lose for once because they want it to get more competitive. And I think that kind of speaks to more about this year's Varsity again.
Well, I was going to come on to that. So this is the 6th win in a row for University of Sheffield. Hallam, obviously, before that had a 10-year win streak. So what do you think going forward to next year? Do you think it will stay with University of Sheffield? And how do you think that will impact Varsity?
There's still a really significant margin. 10 points this year is a lot. And, Hallam keep on investing more and more and more. Sports Sheffield in some ways are making cuts. So it's hard to see how Hallam can catch up because they tried a lot over the last 6 years, but they really have to. And both sides really want it to be closer and closer. But I think it will still take a few years.
So David, what are you making of it as your first year?
I think it's been an incredible couple of weeks. I've been sort of in awe of all these students that have worked so hard all year in their respective sports. And the quality of standard on show as well is really good. And I think it's a fantastic thing for this city to have to take part in.
Well, that's it from us. We'll head to your commentators, Tor Christie and Alan Smith.
Hello, welcome to the final event of Varsity as we have Union versus Hallam at Hillsborough as it's absolutely chucking it down. So Alan, what are your opinions of this game?
Well, obviously Union announced to have won the whole Varsity, so there's still quite a lot of tension heading into the final Varsity game. There's a lot of pride to be won for Hallam. They can still
we've just kicked off now. We just kicked off now with Hallam already. It's a very vicious tackle on. Looks like he's down there. He's taken down Liam King, and the referee's blowing his whistle, bringing it over.
A lot of boos from the Hallam supporters there.
So already, the vicious rivalry at the end, we've got a free kick to Union as a goalkeeper to take it. So yeah, we've already seen the aggression of it already. Do you think that's going to carry on for the rest of the game?
Yeah, I think it will. Just because Union have won Varsity, there's still a lot of tension going on. There's a lot of pride to be won for Hallam, like I said. But Union want to go for the clean streak. They want to take it all. They don't want the pride for Hallam to regain it back.
Well, as we were saying, there's been another rash challenge as we have Luke Stevenson raised rash challenge on John Brailsford. And all the fans are getting very riled up by this, booing as it is. And this seems to be what enticing what comes to the rest of the game. As the referee looks like he's going to have his hands full. We're going to get the game underway with a free kick. Free kick into the box. Luke Tober. Good header by Liam Green King, but it ended up going down to a throw-in for University. As we have Tom Daly but throw it in.
Callum Wilson, the vice-captain there, taking the throw-in.
Callum Wilson on the ball. Good win, but some good defensive work there from Hallam. As it goes out for a throw-in for Hallam, and that was from Adam. Yeah, we've got a good turnout for today's game though, with 6,000 to 8,000 turning up in these very terrible conditions to support the support the last event of Varsity, as Uniov have already won it, 44-34, and Hallam are trying to do this to get some pride back into it, while Uniov want to end this Varsity on a high note. And do we have Hallam with the ball now? Another rash challenge here, but the referee plays on. Plays it down to number 14. And that. Now Ollie Saxon running up, taking on his defender, dribbling pass. Good pass to number 17, Tom Addy. But another challenge goes away from Uniov. So what have you made of the first few minutes?
It's been quite fierce. It's such a big event, the men's final at Hillsborough, very historic stadium.
Yes, indeed. We had Sheffield Wednesday, who the owners of this stadium, and they've had a very troubled season. But let's hope both teams have done better than they have this season. We've here the goalkeeper kicking it out. Overall, what have you made of Varsity?
I think it's been great. Hallam took quite an early advantage. We thought it was going to be very close, and it went down to the right to the final day here. Uniov taking it. I think the boxing was a highlight. Hallam won that, and here I think this is one of the biggest days out of all the Varsity events.
Yes, it is indeed. And Uniov have won it by one more point than they did last year, and we'll hopefully get another point here. We'll see what the game goes. But as it is, it seems very. We don't know where it's going to go at the moment. It's just a lot of aggression as Hallam on the ball on the edge of the box. To number 10, Luke Stevenson. As he does in, what a roulette! And he goes, what a save from Jack Barpin to stop number 11, Rob Warrell. I mean, what a chance that was.
Fantastic roulette there, cutting in, and a great save for the goalkeeper.
Well, that's showing what Hallam can provide with the attacking force that they have. From Rob Warrell, as he took on the defender, sent them into no man's land, and then tried to take it into the bottom left corner, but stopped by Rob Warpin. Corner coming in now. Easily dealt with away. As now number 7, John Brailsford hits at the ball. But it seems that there's been a foul in the box, and it's gone to a free kick to Uniov. But what a chance that was, though. Do you think Hallam? You think he would have done better with his finish, or do you think it was a good save?
I think he was thinking on his feet. Great skill there, the roulette turn, and the confidence seems very high for Hallam. They're coming in on the counter. They've been very good coming in to the first 10 minutes.
Yes, they have indeed. But it's any man's land. That was the first chance of the game, and what a chance that was. As Uniov got it on the final third. Pass now. Now Jan Griffin's on the wing. He takes it out for a throw-in. Bit of pressure here from Uniov. Takes it on. Throw-in goes down the wide. As Jan Griffiths controls it. Now he's going to put the ball in. Ricochets. And what a chance from Tom Daly. But with some good defending as it takes a deflection there. But as we were seeing, 2 chances there. What chance for both teams? I think it's an open game.
Yeah, I think it's very competitive, very open. Both teams have seen it, that they can come quickly on the counter and punish the opposition.
Well, some facts for you. Uniov had finished 5th in the books Northern 1A, as they won 2, drawn 1 and lost 7, while Hallam, who are a league below them, finished 4th, won 4, drawn 2 and lost 6. So Uniov in league had the advantage here, but Hallam did win the 2017-18 Northern Conference, and it's goal! As the corner came in. The corner came in, and not quite sure who scored that. Do you, Alan?
No, it hit. It collided against a lot of Hallam players there, muddled in. They couldn't clear it away, and it ended in the back of the Hallam net.
Oh no, it's not given.
It's not given.
Not given. No, there must be a foul in the area. Apologies, but yeah. So the foul was given, and it's gone back to Hallam, as it still is 0-0. Uniov Hallam.
Need to clarify later on.
Yes, a bit of confusion there. As far the Uniov fans were cheering in full force and thinking they scored, but no, it's showing how the rivalry still, the foul in the box there, and but how the chances can come from nothing really.
We thought potentially that Uni might have the advantage with confidence, having won the Varsity overall, but it seems pretty even heading into the 8th minute here.
Yeah, so quite an interesting first few minutes here at Hillsborough. As Hallam have had one chance from Tom Warrell as the goalkeeper saved, and then Union thought they had scored, but given a foul on the box. What a game this has been so far for the final fixture of Varsity 2018, and another foul here on Ollie Saxon by Tom Warrell. What an aggressive start to the game.
Very much so, seeing a lot of skill coming from the players, and the opposition defence not liking that. There's been a lot of fouls conceded in the first 10 minutes already.
So far, no one's gone into the book yet, but the referee has warned many players to keep their feet on the ground. And we've got Union going to take a free kick here. Could it be a dangerous one into the box? We've seen him from a few free kicks before, and from the corner a few minutes ago we thought it was a goal. The loot into the box. Good header by number 16, but he went wide over. But like we were saying, these dead balls seem to be quite threatening for Union.
Yeah, these lobs into the box, I think Union are going to try and find Hallam's weakness, and that could possibly be it, these lobbed balls into the centre of the area.
Yeah, of course, but Hallam need to deal with these then, as the ball goes out into the stands, and goalkeeper Peter Room has to go get it, seeing as there's no ball boys here today.
Not today.
But yeah, there's 6,000 to 8,000 people have attended this game today for the last Varsity. It may not be such a full stadium, but for a Uni support, it's quite a turnout, don't you think, Alan?
Yeah, I think at such a historic stadium, there's a massive turn-up from the Uni fans to just get bigger and bigger. There's the goal that was disallowed, there was a huge roar from the Uni fans early on.
Yes, but they can't have any blame in it with a clear foul from Uni up there. It goes back to a long ball trying to find their forwards. It picked up easily by Jack Farthing. Takes it out. Loops it upfield, trying to find Jan Griffiths. Heads it down. Good stop from the centre back here. As another foul is given. Is this a bit stop-start play, do you think?
Yeah,
Is it not flowing football?
I think both teams are trying to find their feet here, trying to find weaknesses in the opposition. It's very fierce. There's a lot of stop-start football here, but I think we'll open up following into the next first half.
Well, we hope so, but we're seeing we're having a little insight of what could be going for the rest of the game. As Union get a free kick from the same area as they did from the chance earlier from number 16, Tom Jenkins. Waiting to whip it in. Hallam needs to keep the set piece as it goes into the box. And a good header away by number 5, Joe McGee. But yeah, like I was saying, the forwards look quite strong in the air for Union. So Hallam needs to be really wary of that. Do you think that's their main play, or?
I think it will be early on. Hallam, they're able to clear it away. I think they've got a bit of their composure back.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Is the referee dealing with something else again here? Seems to be one of their players running to the sidelines.
Seems to be bleeding from the nose here, I think.
That's what we were saying, the vicious nature of this game so far. So he's going to stay on the sidelines to get sorted out while the play continues. Throw in for Union on the right-hand side. Looped away but picked up by number 4. William King easily picked up by Peter Room there. Hallam started off again from the goalkeeper, and another slip there for number 14. But do you think we know that Hillsborough's such a good stadium on the turf, is it? Do you think these conditions going to affect the players today?
It's different to what they're used to, certainly, so that may work to their disadvantage, in fact. We see here number 6, it's Dunlop who's gone off. I think he's ready to come back on. Yeah, he's just jogging onto the pitch now.
Yeah, he just wiped the blood off, and he's fine to carry on. But he's just showing how he needs to watch out for those high elbows. As Jan Griffiths trying to whip it in. Ball loose in the air, hit away to Ollie Saxon. but he just hits it out and is going to go out for a goal kick.
In the last couple of minutes, a lot of Hallam players behind the ball. Uni seems to be piling on the pressure.
Yes, we have indeed. We've not seen the chance for Hallam since the Rob wobble in the first 3 minutes. As Uni have seemed to have a bit of an advantage with Hallam's defence looking a bit shaky in these opening 10 minutes. As the crowd is in full force trying to sing, but they're trying to get back the boys here. But as here we go, number 18 running off, but the ball picked up easily, and a bit of uncertainty then from the defender as he clears it out for a throw-in on the left side.
It was well intercepted there by Jenkins. Does well to clear it to the side.
Yeah, he did. It looked very threatening there, didn't it? And that's got all the Hallam fans in full force as they are cheering on their side, hoping they can get a chance here, getting behind their lads. They've long throw in here. Hit away. Now it's picked up by Tom Daly. Is he trying to run down the left? But Joe Wiles coming back.
There's a bit
now
of support
Tom
right.
Bradshaw putting back to the left of Tom Daly as he tries to get past his defender, looking for a pass. Looks up to Ollie Satson. Ollie Satson finds his feet. And now he finds number 7, John Brailsford. Puts the ball in the box. Can Tom Bradshaw score here? They look threatening there, but easily picked by the keeper Jack Farfin. Alex Bradshaw was the top scorer for Uni of this season. Do you think he's going to be a big threat for them today?
I think he definitely could, along with the captain Saxon, who seems to be pulling the strings. I think those two could be mental in this game. Yeah,
Saxon in centre mid for the captain, as he's looked very crucial in their season, and he's been captain for 2 years now. Ollie Saxon, Will Saxon actually, the third-year economics student, as he. I went to go watch a game earlier in the year against Oliver John Moores. He scored a hat-trick there, showing what a threat he is, even from midfield. A young Frank Lampard baby.
Seen him go forward quite a bit already in the opening 15 minutes here, but he's also stayed back when he needs to. He's been calm and composed.
Yes, he has. He's trying to support his attackers. Hallam on the ball here. But another foul given here, the way of Hallam, as Ross Dunlop is taken down. That was Alex Marshall's apologies. Got there. Hallam started it off. Play. Pressure there from number 18, JJ Kelly is hit back. Now number 17.
Picked up by Tom Addy there.
Upfield. Headed it back up by Ollie Basham, the centre-back. Some other dangerous fouls as Will Saxon is going absolutely mad at the referee. Do you think that was a foul? Do you think it should have been given to Uni Way?
I think there was a lot of scrapping there between the two Hallam players and Saxon, who seems outraged with the referee there.
As he rises, he's having a word with him now on the near the centre as he goes off in frustration. Well, I was saying about the aggression here in this side. Hallam are trying to stop play a little bit as he carries on. Down, trying to pick out a pass, but it goes out for throw-in on the left. Yeah, we've had 15 minutes gone. What do you think of the first 15 minutes, Alan?
I think Uni have had the slight advantage. They've been good on their man marking and going forward and finding just holes in the Hallam defence and trying to expose those.
Yes, they are indeed. And they're quite ambitious for opening 15 minutes. And we've only had one chance for Hallam, and then we had a few chances in the air, but easily picked up by the goalkeeper Peter Green for Hallam. But as we were saying, this is probably one of the biggest stadiums that these players probably might have played. Is that going to be a big part of the picture today?
I think so, especially with the history of the stadium. It's quite an immense occasion. The atmosphere echoes around the stadium there.
Bit of chance there. Will Saxon tried a shot, but it was an awful challenge by Rob Warrow as it takes a free kick about 30 yards away. Think he could go direct for this, or do you think he's going to whip it into the box?
I think based on the first 15 minutes, it would be better probably to play, try and chip it in possibly. It's not that far, it's probably about 30 yards from the goal. They're quite spaced out, the Uni players.
They're trying to chant. Ball here. Uni have fans shouting to shoot. Sets over the ball. Whips it in. What a save there from Peter Rube as his free kick curled into the top left corner, but he reached and hit his fingertips to that. And that was from number 4, Liam King. Number 10, Will Saxon, actually. As what a chance for that. What do you think of that chance?
I think that was a very good free kick. Looked like it was going to float into the top corner, and the goalkeeper did well to reach with his fingertips to put it out for a corner.
That's probably the best chance of the game. As that's got the Uni fans back in full force. We've got a corner kick here on the left side as he whips it into the box. Oh.
That was going in that corner there. The goalkeeper's done well again to tip it past for another Uni corner.
Yeah, but we saw no Hallam players going for the ball then, as it looped all the way to the goalkeeper. Comes back in for the second corner.
Uni player's gone down in the box, nothing given.
And he's going to go for a third corner now, as number 5, Joe McGee, heads it out from that dangerous corner, and it's now on the right side. We have a Tom Daly whipping it in. Anyway, very post danger. Is it down? It's away in the. Going around in the box. Will Saxon going for the ball with plenty of force.
Uni there playing their corners very close to the goal line. They see that there's not a Hallam defender at the back post, and they're trying to expose that.
It was very dangerous there for Hallam as they tried to seek out the box. Tom Daly looks in the side, tried to seek a cross, but there's no one on the right side there. But we do have number 3, Callum Wilson, running for that though, as he managed to keep the ball in, trying to find a cross. Picks it up. Good interception there as Hallam brings it back up. Running up. What a rash challenge by Will Saxon. The free kick's been given against Uni, and Will Saxon's being called over here by the referee. Just a warning, but do you think with all this aggression going on, do you think there's going to be a card coming out soon, Alan?
I think possibly. It hasn't calmed down the aggression. It's still very fierce here. Both teams trying to expose the other on the counter, and you get a lot of the defenders taking down the attackers quite early on to stop any exposure and any one-on-one situations. Yes,
indeed. As he's going for another free kick to Hallam. As Will Saxon was very frustrated earlier as he didn't get a free kick his way, but he showed frustration. That might be the passion as well. They want to get this last Varsity point and really end it on a high for each string, and that's seeing that out on the field today. And it's still 0-0 with 20 minutes gone. It's Uni versus Varsity in the last event of Varsity 2018. Throw in here on the right side. Hallam controls it. Down trying to seek a ball out, but stopped by Ollie Basham. And Tom Warrell with the ball. Hallam passing it around here nicely. Number 2, Adam on the ball. No. So Warrell, some good passing here. Intercept. Good interchange. And he's got the right, but they couldn't get the cross in. Very promising play from Hallam there, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. Couldn't get on the end of the 1-2 there, but he's weaving it in and out of the Uni defenders, Adam is. He seems very crafty going down that right wing.
Very indeed. As the first 5 minutes we saw Tom Warren got that chance, but in the last 10 minutes it seems to have slowed down for a bit, Hallam up here in the final third. But some good passing there seems to open it up as they try and break down the defence and hopefully get that very important first goal. They're trying to get the pass in. Out. Ollie Basham clears it out there for a throw-in for Hallam on the right side. I've got to say earlier, Ollie Basham, the centre-back for Uni, has looked quite strong here, trying to stop Luke Stevenson and Tom Warrell, who's looked quite threatening in the area. Think he's going to be a key part to them?
Yeah, I think he will do. Some good interceptions put in early on.
Yes, indeed. Number 2, Adams on the ball. Pass back to number 5, Joe McGee. It's Ross Dunlop playing the ball up. Now Luke Stevenson here trying to find his man. Tries to curl it.
For a shot.
Good save from Jack Barfin there. As he tried his ambition, and it went straight at the keeper, but he tipped it over there. another very good chance for Hallam there, as it seems to get the momentum in the last few minutes.
There was a Hallam player going down to his left, but he went for the shot and it was dipping. It was very close to just going on the underside of the bar. Hallam's got a lot of confidence back here, and they're taking their first corner of the match, I believe.
Yes, indeed. As we got a corner kick on the left side here. Let's see how Union can deal with their corners. Moves on field, puts it back in here, tries to do spectacular. It just goes out. Tried a scorpion kick there, and it just went wide over Jack Barfin's right hand post. And what a chance, what a goal that would have been, Alan.
The overhead kick just went wide of the goal, and then Hallam attacker nearly got on the end of it. It would have been a superb goal to break the deadlock.
Yes, and that was from number 9, Matt Harris. What a chance that would have been. We got Uniovs taking the goal kick here, Jack Barfin. As all the fans are cheering him as he takes it on. I think the fans seem very behind it today, but do you think that's going to be very key?
Yeah, I think it will definitely be key, especially after, if a first goal goes in, you'll get the majority of the crowd on the winning team side, and that will give a lot of confidence, a massive confidence boost to the team who goes one up first.
Yes, of course it was. The foul gone Hallam's way as number 4, Liam King, takes down number 8, Dan Knoll. He's got a free kick in the area here, inside Uniov's half. Loops the field and head it down. Goes out for a goal kick. The free kick goes just wide. But as we were saying, yeah, the fans have been in full force today, and we're saying like if they get whoever gets the opening goal, then they'll definitely be intimidated for the rest of the game. We've seen that already from Jack Barfin. But in the last few minutes, Hallam seems to take the bit of the forefront here, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. Certainly there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of confidence boost coming from the fans, especially on set pieces.
Oh, they had it with Liam King. Tom Bradshaw's in, and he puts it in! The
What a goal! He's slotted it home!
Union take the lead as Liam King puts the ball down, puts a through ball down to Tom Bradshaw. Goalkeeper Peter Room comes out, he looks him in the eyes and slots it to his left side, and that's 1-0, Union, Hallam 0. What do you think of the goal, Alan?
Union just got a quick break there, and he did well to slot it home.
Yeah. So what do you think of the goal, though, Alan? Do you think it was a good goal?
I think it was a great goal. He was able to curve it into the bottom right corner. The goalkeeper came out, and he kept his calm, he kept his cool, and slotted it home.
Yes, and we got it, like we said, fans are full force now as they cheering on Union, and it came out of nowhere, didn't it? Literally the defender came up too far front and then gave Tom Bradshaw some too much space there. But as we were saying though, Tom Bradshaw looks a real threat, doesn't he? Yeah,
he certainly does. He's just shown there how he can break something out of nothing. He's just done very well there to give Union the lead.
Yes, we just kicked off after Union has gone up 1-0 through Tom Bradshaw. Can Hallam respond to this? Are Union going to add to this lead and take the final Varsity point? As there, Liam King fouls number 7, Alex Marsh. It takes Hallam free kick here. Well, Hallam need to respond now, don't they, to that early goal?
Do.
Alex Marsh was run. Now down to Luke Stevenson. Good tackle there. I think that was from Ollie Basham. As we said, he's influential here. Has only got one back in that very rash challenge there from Rob Warrell. As it looks very serious challenge, and it's going to go to the first box. He brings one barrel aside.
See what colour card he's bringing out here.
And that
it's a red.
He's off.
Straight red there.
And there's lots of protest there. As Hallam player goes around, we'll find out in a minute who is down. But here we have number 12, Rob Warrell, who's gone off, and he looks very frustrated, doesn't he?
He certainly does. Looks very angry. He might need to see a stretcher put on him. We'll see how he's doing. The player down.
So Hallam are down to 10 men. So what do you think that's going to go to the game? Do you think that's going to be really take it out of their hands now? Or do you think
it's the worst possible case scenario after conceding the goal? They've gone down to 10 men. This is when they needed that motivation. With a crunching tackle, they're straight red and they're already down to 10 men.
Indeed, Alan. As we find out who it is now, as it was number number 9, Alex Bradshaw, the goal scorer that was challenged due to that, as he looks all right, but he looks a bit shaken by that challenge. Do you think it was a red though, Alan?
I think that was a red. You can't go in like that. I think his feet were up, studs showing. I think that's a good decision from the referee.
Yes, indeed. There'd be some Hallam fans here as they don't agree with us, as they think that should have not been a red. But that will really knock their chances here in this game between Hallam versus Uniov, as Alex Bradshaw is limping off to the sidelines. And do you think it's gonna affect him a little bit in this game now?
It certainly does. I don't know if he'll be able to come on. It looked like he'd be okay, but he's limping off here. He might need some treatment, and we don't know if he'll be able to continue. He doesn't seem like he's doing that well.
Yes, indeed. Boy, he's on the sidelines. He looks to come back on. As a few of the players are exchanging words here, some of them not agreeing with the card. But as we were saying though, we've said that such an aggressive start to the game, the first 25 minutes, and we said someone's going to go in the book soon, and a red card for that challenge.
I think after that red card as well, things might escalate from here.
Yes, it might indeed, but Hallam need to watch out there for their tackles. They don't want to go down to 9 men, as we have here Jack Farfin looping the ball upfield, headed it down. Will Saxon playing it down to John Brailsford, trying to whip the ball in, trying to play Tom Daly. Goalkeeper away. The goalkeeper gets it easily as he tries to get it out. But yeah, Uniov need to take this advantage now. Quite an eventful last 5 minutes really, with the goal from Alex Bradshaw and then him getting taken down to lead to the red card from Rob Warrell. What an opening first 30 minutes of this game, don't you think?
Definitely has been very close. That goal split the two teams open, and Hallam responded with a crunching tackle that put them down to 10 men. We'll see if there's any tactical changes to beefing up their defence here.
Yes, indeed. As Uniov trying to take the advantage here, there's a pressure from Tom Daly, but he puts it out for a throw-in on the right side. As the Uniov fans are seen in full song now with that, with the goal and now they've got a man advantage. They got here number 3, Callum Wilson, the vice captain, throwing it in. Plays it to Joe McLaurin, plays it back to Ollie Basham, who's had a very good opening 30 minutes of this game. Got 15 minutes after the half as Uniov tried to get another goal with a one-man advantage. Hallam will want to hold on maybe into the half-time, so they're doing a rash challenge there. It's carried on, and you got Hallam fans even that should have been a free kick there. You got now Will Saxon picked it up. Will Saxon picked up a loose ball there, tried to take on the defender, but Matty Lyland picked it up easily, and ball's looped out for a throw-in now. We're seeing now Hallam losing the ball too easily, and we see Uniov, Ollie Saxon, we've got Tom Bradshaw running for the ball, trying to pick it up. Do you think that the man gets sent off has knocked their confidence a bit, Alan?
It definitely has, and Uniov especially have reacted well to that one man down. I'm not sure Hallam wanted the advantage there. I think they wanted the free kick, and they ended up losing the ball, and Uniov nearly going one-on-one once again.
Yes, indeed. And it goes out for another throw-in, and Hallam take it back on the other side. But this game is definitely showing the rivalry between the two units, as Uniov clinched the Varsity for the 6th year on the trot with and that was now 44-34, and they clinched it at Corfball today. And you can see the Uniov there, how happy they are with that and how happy they are with this result so far. Play continues as Hallam got the ball, trying to find the man. Good exchange here, as we now have Dan Noel trying to pick up the ball. Picks up Adam on the side, can he keep the ball in? He does indeed, he's trying to look for the cross, trying to find Luke Stevenson in the middle. Is it down, he puts the goal in, it is a goal!
Got it in the back of the net, dodged all the Hallam players.
Hallam have just scored, as a crossing from Adam, drives to Stevenson, and Hallam has scored at the celebrations. He runs over to the touchline, And we have the substitutes coming over and hugging. And wow, we saw the threat there from Adam on the right. But what do you think of the goal, Alan?
I think it's well deserved. Hallam have just come back in that last couple of minutes. It went through a couple of the Hallam players, ended up on the right foot. He took it well, calm and composed in the top bottom right of the net.
Yeah, the goal there was from Luke Stevenson, number 10, as Matt Harris had the assist there, heading it down. But yeah, we said how Union may have an advantage with that, with 11 men, but Hallam responded straight away.
Yeah, I think they've done very well to recuperate from that red card and that goal down there.
Indeed, it's Union trying to get this goal quickly before they get another goal in the first half. But I was saying, there's a lot of, when they do go up forward, the threat seems to come from the right by Adam. And it's a good pass there. There's a free kick gone as Will Saxon. Here, it's a very rash challenge on number 8, Dan Noel. No, number 10 actually, Luke Stevenson. As he looks a bit frustrated by that goal, don't you think?
Yeah, I think he hasn't responded to that goal very well. You mentioned Adam there on the right. He's playing in a wing-back sort of position, going forward very quickly, exposing the left-backs of the Union.
Yes, indeed. He's looked very threatening from this wide here. As it was a great crossing. And yes, Hallam have gone back. Hallam have brought it back. Their fans are back in the voice. But do you think, even with the 10 men, do you think Hallam could take these points today?
It's going to be a struggle, but it's even here. They've done well to bring one back, and potentially we could see another goal before half-time for either side.
Indeed, there's Alice Marsh trying to find Luke Stevenson, the goal scorer up front, but it goes easily into Jack Barfin's hands. Down here to JJ Kelly. And Junior passing it around the back, trying to look for some space. Now we have Joe McLaughlin on the ball. Sit back to JJ Kelly, slowing pace down a bit here, trying to find space. We have what do you think the formations have been in the game? What do you think the tactics have been so far?
I think Hallam started out with a 4-4-2, but just before that first goal, they've put their centre mids have gone a bit deeper, and they're putting a lot of men behind the ball. At points, they've had 5 defenders. Yeah,
there we had number 7, Joe Young Griffiths, number 14. So he was trying to put the ball into the box there, but it's easy. But it went out for a corner kick. As we have here now, number 3, Callum Wilson, the vice captain, trying to whipping the corner here from the left side. We saw early on some threats from the corners Union were providing. Do you think this could be threatening here? Yeah, especially with 10 men behind the ball.
I think Hallam did well to recompose themselves after the first few corners, but they've got 10 men now, and it would be a big struggle.
The corner comes in, trying to whip it in. Headed it away. Can Hallam be on the counter-attack here? And there's another foul here. That was from Tom Bradshaw. He's trying to pick it up. Very frustrated. And we have number 14 now. The wing, trying to find a good ball, but easily stopped by Liam King here. No, that was number 6, Joe McLaughlin, actually. We have now number 17, Tom Addy. Yeah, Union are trying to get back onto this now after Hallam had a few minutes of threatening there, but we're still seeing the aggressive side of it. It's got a free kick here. Free kick in from Liam King. Can he find Tom Bradshaw? Headed it away. Hallam now maybe looking for the counter-attack. Takes it up. There's a slip there for number 3. And here's a goal. We have number 14 in on the wing. Cuts inside. Can he put it in? Tries a chance, but easily put by Jack Barfin. We saw here, he had plenty of space there on the right-hand side. What do you think of that marking, Hallam?
I think they need to get back, Junior. Their man marking hasn't been as good as it was in the first quarter of the first half. On the right-hand side, Hallam have seen openings there where they can punish Union.
Yes, indeed, as their defence looks a bit shaky in these last few minutes after that goal from Luke Stevenson. As it's now 1-1 between Union and Hallam with 37 minutes gone. Now Jan Griffiths trying to threaten down the right-hand side. Some good tricks there, trying to find a cross into the box. But it's just gone to ball. The defender did very well there to lead it out for a goal kick. And we see there Jan Griffiths definitely down that right, taking it his own. But what do you think of their left back, Matty Leland, putting him in his pocket, really?
Yeah, I think so. He's done well to not give him a lot of space, and he's kept him contained on that right side.
Yes, indeed. As we have Peter Boom, goal kick here, upfield. Headed down as Hallam loop it upfield, but William King, bit of a poor touch then, and it looked like it was about to go out. And Matt Harris was trying to find it, but it's gone out for a throw-in on the left side. Yeah, as we were saying, the advantage Uni often may have with a man advantage, but Hallam have looked much more a better side now. They've got 10 men than they did without.
Uni surprisingly haven't exploited that one-man advantage, and Hallam here, to everyone's surprise, have been the better defensive side over the last 10-15 minutes.
Yes, indeed. It seems to look like a bit of fire in their pockets now, as they have managed to get some out of nowhere. We only really had one chance, and that was from the man who got sent off from Rob Weber in the first 5 minutes. But already we've had a little bit of threatening. But what a game it's been so far, though. What do you think, Alan?
Very end-to-end, very competitive. Both sides haven't given the other a lot of space, and we've seen a couple of instances where Hallam and Junior have been able to punish their opposition.
Yes, indeed. As we have now a throw-in on the left-hand side for Hallam. He did look trying to put a long one in, and maybe Luke Stevenson can get his second on if he gets his head on this. The ball goes into the box. Throw down for Luke Stevenson, but picked up easily by Liam King. And the ball passes to Tom Bradshaw on the right-hand side. Now JJ Kelly trying to put the ball upfield, but easily put by the Hallam midfield. Trying to take it up, number 11, and the pass just towed out by Liam King there. As Will Saxon got past it, man, Jan Griffiths down the right, look threatening, and what a challenge that was for Matty Leland. Oh no, that was number 4, Odin. But what a challenge that was to stop what looked like a very clear goal scoring chance.
I think he was going to get one-on-one with the keeper, then he's done very well to intercept and not give away a foul.
Very well as he stopped. Very good chance there, but the Uni have still got the ball. He's trying to pass it, but now cleared out by Joe McGee. As Uni are still looking for that threatening in the final third here, as we are now 40 minutes in the game with 5 minutes left before before half time. And who do you think's been on top in this first half, Alan?
I think it started off clearly with Uni on top. And after that red card, we all expected Uni to carry on their dominance, but it's been Hallam have recuperated very well, got another goal, levelled it, and they've seemed to be very even all over the pitch. They've had all positions covered, especially on that right side with Adam going down the wing, and they're looking to exploit the Uni off defence. Yes,
indeed, as we go into the final 5 minutes of this first half, and can Hallam maybe shock Uni off and get a goal here, or can Uni go comfortable into it? Or could it end stalemate, and we'll have to see what it goes into, what the manager says at half time. And loose at the ball upfield, trying to find Tom Bradshaw. Headed it out, but picked up by Liam King. Gets a bit of fun with the ball here. As Will Saxon looks for Tom Daly on the side. Looks great for a counter, but good challenge by Ollie Basham there to stop it. We now have Adam here, who looked very good this first half on the right wing back side. He looks to threaten here, and Tom Daly goes for a 2-foot challenge. There's a lot of slide tackles there, don't you think, Alan?
Yeah, there has. I thought that that would calm down after the red card, but it doesn't seem to have stopped.
They're threatening here for Hallam. For 18, but easily put it away. But yeah, like I was saying, is it down to some conditions, or is it down to just the rivalry between these sides?
I think both. There's a lot of instinct from both defences. Uni have come down right here.
Jan Griffiths on the right as he challenged, trying to get past his man, but easily picked up by number 4, Odin, and he sends the ball out for a throw-in on the right-hand side for Hallam.
A goal in these last 5 minutes would be vital for either team, would be the best time to score.
Yes, indeed, and Union, well, both teams will want to go into the half-time a goal ahead, but At the moment, it looks like it was going to go to a stalemate. And Hallam have definitely surprised him with him looking better with a man down. Yes, what do you think the manager should say to the players at halftime for both teams then?
I think the Hallam manager will be happy about how they've recuperated. He'll want them to be consistent throughout the second half, not get sloppy. Whereas the Union manager, I think there's a lot of words to be said to the Union players. They haven't kept their calm for the last 15-20 minutes, and they need to recuperate in the second half.
Ball was very loose in the air, it's headed down as Hallam trying to find that killer pass to Luke Stevenson, who has looked very threatening for Hallam today. And over Liam King picking the ball to Tom Bradshaw, plays it down to Will Saxon. Can Will Saxon play it, take it on? Will Saxon saves the shot. What a save there from Peter Room as he takes it on. Will Saxon looked very threatening there, didn't he?
Yeah, he certainly did. Coming down that left side, cutting into the area, and a good save to parry it away from the Hallam goalkeeper.
Indeed, and that could have been the four as Hallam here looking to get a chance themselves before half-time here. And number 14 picks the ball up, trying to take it on, and the challenge there, and it's a free kick. Very threatening position there, don't you think?
Definitely a shot on goal here just before half-time. A goal here could send the Hallam fans wild. It's a good free kick. It's a great position for a looping free kick into the top right corner potentially.
Yeah, free kick. We've got about 23 yards out, and it's going to be taken by number 11 Rob Werrell, who I put down here as being sent off. Is number 14. We don't actually know the name of that player,
no, we don't.
But we have here Rob Werrell over the ball. Do you think they've been practicing these set pieces in training? Do you think he could come off here?
I think, yeah, the corners and the free kicks especially, they must be practicing seeing any holes in the defence, possibly through the wall.
We have here, just above the penalty box here, just outside the D on the left side. So they curl it in, and it's very over there. Didn't look that threatening, did it, Alan?
No, we've seen Union, I think, have been a lot more consistent from their set pieces.
We're now here in the final minute of the half. And do you think there'll be much stoppage time, Alan?
Potentially, we've seen that red card. That could give us a couple of minutes of stoppage time.
Yes, and what a half it has been, where we've had the first goal from number 9, Tom Bradshaw for Union, and then we got a man sent off for number 14 for Hallam, but they responded right in the 5 minutes after through a cross from Adam, and we had it down for Luke Stevenson.
2 minutes added time at the end of the 45 to play here.
Yes, it is, as Union maybe want to go into this half time with that advantage. As the ball's down here on the right, picked up, trying to find the ball Saxon. Now Liam King here trying to find Jan Griffiths, who's trying to find the cross into the box, find Tom Bradshaw, puts the ball into the box, header, and he's losing the ball, and what a save! Oh, what a chance that would have been, Alan.
Peter has done sensationally well to grasp the ball. The ball was already behind him, and he's done well to put his hands behind him and grasp that ball. Hallam player could have easily slotted that in on the volley.
Yes, that looked indeed, Alan. That looked like it would have been a goal, but some good front of his hands there from number 1 Peter Room, who's coming into the final minute of added time, as we've got Adam here throwing the ball in from the right. What have you made of this first half, Alan, before we go into half-time?
I think it's been very exciting end-to-end. Both teams have had a couple of prospects, and they've done well to both score a goal before the first 45 minutes that comes to a close.
Indeed, we're coming into the last 30 seconds of this half as Adam throws it in to Luke Stevenson. Picks it up. We have number 7, Alex Marsh, putting the ball in. Bit threatening here, but Union get it out. Well, we got the ball back. Now here, Liam King managed to pick up the ball easily. Oh, actually, number 17, Tom Addy. Trying to find a good ball, but it's going to go out for... Can he keep it in? It's going to go out for a corner. Well, it's not going to go out for a goal kick, actually. As it said, now it is half-time with the score 1 apiece from Union and Hallam, as we had a goal in the first 15 minutes from Alex Bradshaw, which then Hallam got a man sent off, but then Luke Stevenson brought them back into this game as they brought Union seem a bit harsh on themselves for not taking that man advantage as they go into this half-time whistle. All right, so what have you found in this first half then?
I think both teams have done well with what they've had. Hallam especially, after that one man getting sent off, I think they've done well, especially going forward on the attack. They could have easily put 9-10 men behind the ball, but they've gone forward really well using their wing backs, and they've found holes in the Union defence.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what both managers say at half-time as it goes into one apiece, trying to see who can get this last Varsity point today. And in what it has been a very aggressive and quite an entertaining first half it has been here. And who's your been man of the match, well, player, who's been your man of the match so far in this first half?
I think Saxon for Union, he's pulled the strings for his team. He's done very, very well, illustrious in the first half. However, for Hallam, Peter Room has pulled off some excellent saves. He's kept Hallam in it, and he's kept it all square heading into the second half.
All right, we're going to head it over to your presenters, Ollie Bowsey, Kerry and Will Marriott.
Hello and welcome back. The score currently stands at 1-1 in men's football ones. What did you both make of that first half?
I thought it was a ferocious half of football. Right from the first 30 seconds, we saw a crunching tackle from the Sheffield Hallam player that was brought with cheers from the fans. But Hallam have also done exceptionally well to come back into this game as well, despite the red card. And it's all square at half-time and all to play for.
Yeah, it was really, really good. What an entertaining first half. That first goal, everything kind of went crazy. The red card made everything go even more crazy, and then Hallam equalised. So yeah, it's all set up for a terrific second half, but I don't know who's going to win.
So you both brought up that red card. What were your thoughts on it? Do you think it was deserved? What were your thoughts?
I think it was deserved, yeah, but you also have to think the Sheffield Hallam player, he doesn't need to be making a challenge on that halfway line. It's obviously a very intense derby here in the Steel City, but yeah, no need to make a challenge like that. Correct decision from the referee, in my opinion.
You would have seen from the Forge replays that apparently it was really quite horrific. I thought the University of Sheffield player went down well as well. He made the referee have to make a decision, and I think in those situations, with a two-footer challenge like that, you had to send them off. There's nothing you can do. It's meant to be, a friendly Varsity game. It's not, competitive Champions League final. That you can't get away with that.
And then for Hallam to score when they were a man down, how disappointed will Union be going into half-time with that score?
Yeah, it was sloppy defending. They didn't pick up the man in the box, and he had an easy finish into the bottom right corner. They're going to need to wake up in the second half and ensure they keep their head switched on, because they've got the man advantage and they need to use that.
They've had quite a lot of shots on target though. Hallam have been very good so far. I think they've probably been better than Union so far, but Union are kind of in a better position now because they've got that man advantage and they can really should tactically push on. I think the coach at half-time will be quite annoyed that they let them back into the game because 1-0 and one man down at half-time, Hallam would have found it quite tough, but it's really interesting, what they're going to have to do now in the changing rooms because they lost a centre midfielder, they made some tactical changes, but they're going to have to think about how we kind of last the game on because they can only make 2 more changes, and it'll be interesting to see how the game kind of develops in the second half.
So what do you think the coaches will be saying in the changing rooms right now, moving into the second half for both teams?
Well, I think the Union manager will be looking for more of the same. The 4-4-2 they're playing is working really well for them. The 2 strikers working off each other. The Hallam defence fell asleep for that first goal. Meanwhile, Hallam, they're going to need to keep their heads switched on. They're going to be thinking they can still get something out of this, but it's going to be how well they work together as a team.
Yeah, Hallam, they're playing better football, so they will be saying to their team, you are a better team. You deserve to be winning. You just got to keep on doing what you're doing. I think it's the University of Sheffield who needs to say, look, you're 1 man up, so you've got an advantage, but you haven't been playing as well so far. So how can we make changes? Maybe they might change the 4-4-2. They might try and look at a different system, especially trying to, they've got 1 less players. They might try and put an advantage out wide or something like that. But yeah, I think Hallam, I'd say the advantage is almost with them because they've played better. They know that if they keep doing the same, they're more likely to win the University of Sheffield. But that 1-man difference kind of evens it out a bit more.
Well, so you want to play a 4-3-3 and stretch the defence out because then they can just go straight through the middle or throughout wide.
So So do you think this may be a win for Hallam? I know historically the last few years we've had ice hockey as the final and Hallam have always been the winners there. Do you think it'll be them tonight at the football as well?
I think it could go either way. I definitely wouldn't write Uni off out of the game because they have that man advantage and that will be vital going forward. But if Hallam show the character they have so far, then definitely it could be a surprise result.
Historically, it's been a very close game. There was a great commentary in the past from Michael Hutchinson, who got really kind of, I think they were drawing about 10 minutes away from the finish. So yeah, it can go either way. I think that's one of the great things about having this as the ending, is it's not kind of one that everyone knows how it's going to go. In ice hockey, I don't think Uni have ever beaten Hallam, especially not in my time at university that I know of. So this is a much more equal kind of ending. It would be perfect if it came down to this point, can you imagine? But Uni were lucky enough to see it earlier on in the afternoon.
Well, it's interesting you say if it came down to this point. Uni have retained their lead from last year of 10 points overall in the varsity score. If they were to win tonight, they'd make their lead even bigger from last year. How do you think that would? How would Hallam be feeling then? Or do you think they'd be obviously wanting to equalise?
It's mainly a sense of pride more than anything. I don't think the players will be thinking consciously they want to make up that 1 point. But definitely that might be playing in the back of their heads. But I think the main priority they're going to be thinking about is picking up the result for themselves as the men's football ones rather than varsity as a whole.
Well, also, there's kind of the other side to it. The universities themselves, the suits, the executives, at Hallam, they're going to be very disappointed because Hallam spend an awful lot of money on sport every year, much more than Sport Sheffield. And their inability to really make up ground and really stop this 6-year kind of win streak from the University of Sheffield doesn't look good. And so even though University of Sheffield, they lost Steve Cox, who's an instrumental part of Sport Sheffield this year, there's been some changes and stuff like that. They're doing better than ever. So I think it's disheartening for Hallam. What can they do that can make a difference in the future? It's probably going to be a couple-year process before we really see it change hands again.
And we saw the women's ones win earlier here at Hillsborough, 2-0 for Uni of. Do you think that adds to the pressure the men's team feel to win this game as well?
It definitely would a little bit. Yeah, they won't want to be one of the losing sides, but I don't think, again, they'll be thinking about that too much. They'll obviously try and use that as a booster rather than a hindrance going forward. I think that'll give them confidence because it was a surprise victory for the ladies' team. And yeah, I don't think it'll be something they're thinking about.
So traditionally, Hallam have always won the women's ones football. So this is a very unusual result this year. So that's a huge confidence boost when you maybe weren't expecting that point and so on. But for the players out here, this is the biggest game of football they're ever going to play, and in front of the biggest crowd that they're ever going to play against. Probably, hopefully they go on and make it further. So they've really been looking forward to this moment for weeks, and yeah, they just want to be able to say that we won a varsity rather than lost. And although everyone's still, proud of them for taking part and everything, there is that kind of pride factor of, having won on varsity at Hillsborough in front of a pretty good crowd and a very noisy crowd.
And it would just be the icing on the cake for University of Sheffield to have won varsity and then to win the final as well.
It's a sucker punch to Hallam, wouldn't it? It'd be better for Hallam if they kind of got 1 point. They made 1 point in Roden last year, but without it, it's pretty bleak last day for Hallam.
It'd be bittersweet if we had at the end the trophy presentation after a Hallam victory. It wouldn't feel quite right for Uni of, so they'll definitely want to win this game and end it on a high as they get that trophy.
Well, we've spoken a lot about the red card in the first half, so looking back again a bit at the first half, let's look a bit more positively at the goals that were scored. What did you make of both of those?
Well, I think the first goal for the University of Sheffield, the Hallam defence just fell asleep. They stepped up trying to play the offside trap, and that didn't work out for them. The Uni of striker was able to get in behind the defence and score. It was a great finish as well. So I think the University of Sheffield was very well played, very good tactics from them.
Yeah, Hallam were just trying to be too smart. Playing offside track at this level is dangerous on occasion. Whereas Hallam's goal was kind of more well-worked and a bit kind of similar to some of their other shots. They, did some good passing to get forward. The University of Sheffield were slightly lucky. Both sides had good shots where they worked kind of on merit. But University of Sheffield striking on the line did really well to kind of get past the defence, and then very good finish under a huge amount of pressure. Everybody was looking at him there. So I think they were both very good goals and very well taken as well.
So looking into the second half, do you think what goals do you expect to be seen? How do you think the score will play out?
That was an incredible free kick in the first half. That almost went in. That would have been incredible. So hopefully one of those that will really bring the roof down. But yeah, we'll have to see. I think we're going to get a really good football. The standard is very impressive. The university. I think I've come to Hillsborough games before, And yeah, you can tell the difference, but it's respectable and it's very impressive.
Yeah, I would say the standard is comparable to the National League, the Vanarama National League. It's that good. They're very good, these players. In the second half, I would expect Union to come out stronger. They have that extra man advantage. They've had 15 minutes to settle their heads. As we approach the sort of last 20 minutes of the game, that's where it could get messy for them, and Hallam will really push them as they have nothing to lose at that point.
Well, it's set to be an exciting second half. So looking back at Varsity generally on the whole, this past week and the events before Easter as well, what have been your thoughts and what have been your highlights on that?
For me personally, my two highlights would firstly be the hockey, purely because the atmosphere we had there, we had 8,000 fans, and it was a great showcase and a great way to kick off Varsity. My second highlight from a sporting perspective would be the rugby. The fact that Union seemed to have it sealed up with 5 minutes to go, 26-12, and for Hallam to bring it back to 26-25 and to have a kick, a conversion to win it. They didn't get it. That was some of the biggest drama we're going to see in Varsity for years to come.
That was incredibly good, but I'm going to throw out Varsity boxing. It went down to the last bout. We'd seen several knockouts throughout the evening. It could have ended in one punch, but Hallam ultimately went on to win the point there, and it was an incredibly exciting event. And also the atmosphere, this here is very good, but boxing is so enclosed in the octagon. Every year it's my favourite, and I think that was good. As a whole, Varsity, I've been quite surprised. Sports Sheffield told me that they didn't think they were going to win this year. They say that every year, but they seriously seem to mean it this year. And so I was kind of really expecting it to be much closer, and it was up until kind of the last couple of days, where Union kind of edged out a lead of several points, and as we saw today, we're about 5 points up as we came into the day. So finals day is always when it's really decided, when a lot of points are won, but sort of Sheffield did well to kind of really keep their nerve and not let it go and not let it get equal towards the end of the week.
Hallam definitely did themselves proud, though. They pushed Union all the way, and it's been sort of one of the closest Varsities we've seen in years. And if they can take on that and bringing in another generation of people in next year, then it could be even closer again next year.
And obviously the winners, we were at the University of Sheffield, were announced winners at Korfball this morning. David, you were at Ponds Forge this morning waiting for that winning point to come in. How exciting was it, and how was the atmosphere in there?
Yeah, it was very dramatic. The crowd had no idea what was going on. They were too busy watching the canoe polo and the water polo, but as We Forge gave them the news, you could just hear the roar that erupted around the sort of 200-seater stand at the bottom of Ponds Forge, and it was great. They were sort of giving Hallam some slack, and they were definitely very pleased with that. And Hallam, a few of them got up and left. They weren't happy.
Bit before about moving forward to next year and what we expect to see in terms of Union, like getting another win, or Hallam starting to come back. What do you expect to see?
I'd be very surprised if Union didn't win again, because in the previous years it normally gets closer and closer and closer before the other team kind of starts winning again, because it is a huge investment. There's a lot of kind of things behind the scenes which go into making the teams do well and making one university better than the other, and so it's hard to turn around in a year. Obviously sport is very small margins, so it can happen, but 10 points or 9 points or 11 points, however it ends up, is a significant margin. And it's kind of one of the wider margins we've seen for the last couple of years, so it's not getting closer and closer. So yeah, I think Union will probably win again.
And which of the events do you think, specifically this year, have been the events that have gone the opposite way to we thought they would? So we saw women's ones football earlier. We didn't expect a win from Union. What other events have you seen that have gone the other way to what was perhaps expected, like historically, the past few years?
It's hard to tell, because what you're predicted to do based on the league tables from Bucks is almost never what happens, because often the teams playing against each other, it's kind of a lot comes down to the matchup. So through previous years, rugby have been in much higher Bucks league, but the games are always closer than they should be. Boxing, I was told by the boxing coach beforehand that they were expecting to win that one, that Union were expected to win that one quite comfortably, but they didn't. And also, yeah, again, rugby, that's one which was very close, but technically should have been further apart.
The amazing thing about Varsity is the teams get to play in fantastic venues like this and others around the city. How will the team be feeling tonight playing in Hillsborough?
Well, I think it's multiple things, and I said this at the ice hockey. They're going to have the nerves performing in front of this crowd. We've got sort of 5,000 fans here cheering them on and also booing them as well from the other university. So it's going to be a great moment for them as well. Not all of these guys are going to go on to make it to be professional footballers, so this will be sort of the highlight of their career, and they definitely need to enjoy every moment as well as focusing on the match.
Yeah, I think some will be nervous, some will be absolutely living for it. we've seen, both the guys who've taken their goals so far, they kept their nerve really well under pressure, and they put the goal away. I think, the louder voices in the changing room, the captain and so on and so forth, will be trying to get those quieter people, the people who they feel that the nerves are affecting. But really, both sides have scored. You're halfway through the game now. I think the nerves will really have settled and gone away. If it goes to penalties, that's when the nerves will come back. And I really want to see penalties. It'd be incredible. So hopefully we get that. I think there you'll kind of get a better idea. But I think as the second half starts, the players should be into it now.
Well, we will leave you to watch second half with your commentators Ashton Kirby and Matt Rennie.
Thank you very much and welcome back to Hillsborough Stadium. Normally the home of Sheffield Wednesday, but for tonight's fixture it's the home of the Varsity football. Uni of Sheffield 1, Sheffield Hallam 1 as it stands as the players are out for the second half. Top goal scorer for the University of Sheffield, Alex Bradshaw with the goal, but Hallam replied later on with Luke Stevenson getting on the score sheet with a neat finish. But that wasn't all in the first half. There was controversy as Anaya King was sent off for serious foul play. I'm joined by my trusted companion Ashton Kirby as the University of Sheffield get us underway in the second half. Ashton, how do you think the game's going to pan out in the second half?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how both teams react. Obviously, it's more interesting for Hallam because they're only down to 10 men. So it'll be interesting how they structure themselves coming into the final 45 minutes.
Early corner then for the University of Sheffield on the far side near the travelling faithful of the black and gold. This corner will be taken by King on the far side. He will be looking to deliver a mean cross into the area. Alex Bradshaw just hanging around at the back post. Great ball into the area, not dealt with by the Sheffield Hallam defence, and it's still not clear. Out there is the captain, Will Saxon, gives it back to King, who delivers another ball looking for at the back post. Bradshaw and Hallam get it away in the end and looking for the counter-attack. There's currently 3 versus 3 with Sam Kay on the ball. Good offload there down on the near side, but well defended by the University of Sheffield. Number 6 at the back, Ollie Basham, defending incredibly well there. Ashton, a bit of a topsy-turvy start to the second half.
Yeah, great little corner routine they always do there when they try and bend it back post, try and exploit the goalkeeper of Hallam. Alan Woodward-esque, I would say, trying to bend it into the back post. But it's not worked so far, and Hallam were unlucky not to be able to counter-attack off it.
Throw down the near side then for the University of Sheffield. Well challenged in the air by both players then, however, we have got a stoppage for a head injury there to Anthony Worrell, and he will receive a bit of medical assistance there just while we see that he's nursing a little bit of a head injury. Ashton, what was your thoughts on the first half?
A bit of a scrappy affair for the first 20 minutes. No one was getting the ball down on the ground and playing. And then you obviously had the red card, which changed things a lot, and then followed by the goal, which made Hallam have to respond, and they did, which was surprising, to be honest.
We are back underway here then. Correction there, it was Luke Stevens that scored, not Stevenson. There was a bit of a misprint on the team sheets there. Well defended there, well brought down by captain Will Saxon there, the University of Sheffield, from the goal kick, looking to pierce the Sheffield Hallam defence, but to no avail. It's now back with Sam Kay there. Well tackled, but not to the agreement of the referee, and it goes back in favour of the Maroon of Sheffield Hallam, just inside the University of Sheffield's half. We saw that there was a sending off in the first half, Ashton, with Anaya King. Was it rightly a sending off? From where we were, it looked a bit of a foul tackle.
Yeah, where we were, which is kind of miles away from the play, it looked like a 2-footed challenge. I don't think he got any of the ball either, so definitely the referees made a great decision there by sending him off. It was a good decision there.
Referee again blows up for a Sheffield Hallam free kick there, inching ever closer towards the black and gold net. Hopefully we're looking to be defending well. The ball's going to be delivered by number 7, Alex Marsh, looking to get that in-swinging right-hand ball in. Very good support from both sets of crowds here on quite a chilly April Wednesday night at Hillsborough. Sheffield University looking to get back on the attack then and just reset the defence. Well challenged up the field, and it's back out of play, and for a University of Sheffield throw. Just calming down slightly as the first couple of minutes of the second half have ticked away, nearly at the 50-minute marker. But the University of Sheffield, of course, winning 2018 Varsity. It's their 6th Varsity in a row. Sheffield Hallam will be looking to buck the trend next year. And in this fixture last year, it was 1-1. It's still 1-1 here, but Sheffield University of Sheffield have a man advantage. Being played well then by Sheffield Hallam at the minute. And it's just going round, just looking for the attack there, and just find a nice little 1-2 there with the team there through on goal here. And on the near side, it's Sam Kay going for the effort, and it's in. The goal is in. Sam Kay's misfired shot gives the 10 men of Sheffield Hallam the lead in quite calamitous circumstances for the defence of the University of Sheffield there. A missed shot and a free header effectively for Sheffield Hallam. They've turned it around, Ashton.
Yeah, it's fine to see 10-man Hallam showing great effort here, giving 100%, and they've scored a great there off a chance where they should have probably scored the first one, but I think he's gone for the cross, and it's a great challenge to win the header and put it past the goalkeeper. Great goal from Hallam there.
So Sheffield Hallam have turned it around, and it won't be the same as last year. It's now 2-1 to Sheffield Hallam, and the University of Sheffield have it all to do despite leading early. That 11 men advantage there not paying dividends for the University of Sheffield, is it?
No, for sure. They seem to have structured themselves well, not allowing their defence to be open and attacking still in numbers, which is impressive from a 10-man side. And they're taking the gaps that the Uni of Sheffield leave open to advantage.
Alex Bradshaw there chasing the ball down. Not well enough though, and the foul is given in favour of Sheffield Hallam University, who with 50 minutes on the clock will surely now try and hold on to their lead, especially with the disadvantage of being a man down. 2-1 here then to Sheffield Hallam University. Waiting for the goal kick from Peter Room up the field, trying to find the heads of 3 Sheffield Hallam players there to no avail, and a late challenge there. The advantage is played on but will not be played on there, and Sam Kay indeed went in quite hard there, Ashton. It was a very late challenge. We've seen a few of them so far, haven't we?
Yeah, we've seen a very few tasty challenges. Another one there, obviously just a bit late. This time only one-footed, so I don't think he's going to get even a card, just a warning and telling off for that challenge, but yeah, a bit late there.
Well, it's late indeed, and it gives Sheffield University a chance to get men up the field for a route one ball into the box. If they dare try, ball into the area there by John Brailsford, but the foul is given away needlessly there by University of Sheffield when they could have had a chance to attack on goal. And it gives more chance for Sheffield Hallam to eke away at that time that they will need to cherish in this second half if they want to hold on for the Varsity win. Sheffield Hallam, of course, were in a division below University of Sheffield in the Bucks Leagues, but they did win the Bucks Northern Conference Cup, so they are by no means coming into this as underdogs. But at the half an hour stage when they were a goal down and 10 men down immediately after the goal, you'd have thought they were nearly done and dusted, wouldn't you, Ashton?
Yeah, they've obviously come into it with great momentum with the cup win. Both teams haven't really had good league success. University of Sheffield have only had 2 wins, and I think Hallam have only had 4. So none of them have been on the roll in their season.
Ambitious effort there by Sam Kay, not testing out the goalkeeper Jack Farden, but Sheffield Hallam are really on top here in the first stage of the second half, aren't they, Ashton?
Yeah, it's surprising again, with only 10 men, they're structuring themselves really well, happy to have the 4 at the back, and they've gone with 2 up front and with the 3 in midfield just to change things up from what they lost to midfielder in. And of course the manager brought on a sub who's dropped nicely into the midfield.
Has done, and it looks like that Sheffield University of Sheffield are going with 3 up top at the minute. Also up top there, Tom Adee, Alex Bradshaw, and on the far side, number 11, Tom Dawley is just slipping into that attacking, more of an attacker role than a winger role at this stage of the match, and luckily not kept in for Sheffield Hallam there, but they've got the throw in just inside the University of Sheffield's half. Still 2-1 here then. You said that they brought the substitution on down on this near side. That is Matt Leyland there, who's taking the throw in. A bit confusing there because there's been 2 number 12 jerseys on the pitch now. There was 2 number 12 jerseys on the pitch. I think because he had a head injury, they've had to swap the shirts over. So that is, I think, number 12 is Matt Leyland at the minute. He is playing wing back, left full-back for the Sheffield Hallam. But the University of Sheffield here with an ambitious attack. Great touch into the centre, but needlessly and carelessly gave away with a chance begging there. And it gives Hallam a chance to get back out of their defensive line. Bradshaw with the ball there, offloads it to the captain, Will Saxon. Nice ball out to this right-hand side for John Brailsford. An ambitious low cross there, well defended by Sheffield Hallam, but it goes out for a black and gold corner on this near side. Now, Ashton, is this the chance where the University of Sheffield can get back into this game?
We've seen them threat from a few corners so far. I wouldn't be surprised if they again go for the in-swinging back post option, where the goalie seems to be having difficulty with that. So they have a good chance. It's all about if they can get ahead on this one.
Awaiting for the corner to be taken. Just a little bit of an injury concern at the moment for one of the Sheffield Hallam players. We'll see it end. In fact, they look like they're going to make their first substitution of the match. That's the number 3 jersey coming on now, so it's all got very confusing here. We start with the number 3 and number 12. The 12 jerseys on. I think there's a few jersey swappings at this moment. We'll have more with the team news as we get it. But just to wait on a slight injury concern here for Sheffield Hallam. He's up on his feet though, all okay now. Maybe it was a little bit of gamesmanship there. They are, of course, indeed. Substitution then just about to be made for the for Sheffield Hallam at University, coming off for Sheffield Hallam. Number 14 is not for number 3. Again, we'll have confirmation who that is when we can get it. So of course, the jerseys were been swapped around quite a few times. Corner now ready to be taken. A left in-swinging corner doesn't beat the man at the near post. That's incredibly disappointing, but he'll get a second chance to deliver it. A better ball into the box, and well defended there. Looks like it could have come off the goalkeeper there, but the referee's given that a goal kick. Ashton, with the corners and that, it was very disappointing to be beaten at the near, to just hit the near post, or not even hit the near post.
Yeah, they've had a good success with their corner so far, getting over the first man. But that one just couldn't go over the first man. Disappointing to see. But he recovered well with the next cross and threatened the goalkeeper again. And I think it should have probably been a corner, as it looked to come from off the goalie.
Kick taken then by Peter Room in the Sheffield Hallam goal up the field. The last couple of minutes have been spent camped in the Sheffield Hallam half, but the University of Sheffield have not been able to make any real attacking intent yet, as the ball goes back to the University of Sheffield goalkeeper Jack Farthing. He plays it out to this right-hand side to John Brailsford. Brailsford, the right wing, just sitting a little bit deeper there, and Adi looking to flick the ball onto Alex Bradshaw there. Of course, Alex Bradshaw, the top scorer for the University of Sheffield this year, and had a very productive season. Another substitution looks like it's going to be made by Sheffield Hallam in a minute. Cameron Howe will be the one coming on. That's the number 13, as another injury goes down for the University, for Sheffield Hallam University, and we have another slight pause in time. With the second half going as it is, as it has started as well, with Sheffield Hallam going into the lead, do you reckon the University of Sheffield were quite shocked by that?
Yeah, it's not what they'd expected, but praise for Hallam. Their defensive work is amazing. They seem to be going into a back 5 on the defence, and then having 2 left in the midfield, with another 2 men up front, allowing for some success so far with the only 10 men. And it seems to be working, and it's not allowing the University of Sheffield to attack.
Another substitution made there for Sheffield Hallam University. Cameron Howe is coming on. But Sheffield Hallam, of course, they need to hold on with 10 men. The throw to be taken then on the near side by University of Sheffield, number 16. Just waiting for the substitution. Number 5 is off for the University of Sheffield. That is McGee for Cameron Howe, who comes on to play at the centre-back. Of course, not helpful. Another injury was not helpful for them, was it at all, Ashton?
No, but with the 10 men, you're obviously going to be running a lot longer than you would be anyway with 11. So the injuries aren't surprising, really, for Team Hallam, and I'm sure they're kind of maybe expecting it. And they're going to have to rotate to be able to stay in the 2-1 lead.
Another corner here for the University of Sheffield. Can they make the most of these building up corners that they keep getting? They haven't done so far. They've been poor, to be honest, with the set pieces, but a better delivery there, and a free header just goes begging of the chance of the centre-back there, number 6, Ollie Basham, just couldn't get his head on it, looking to play the offside trap there. Very well defended by Hallam, but it's still not clear just yet. Basham looking for the challenge there, good touch by Sam Kay for Sheffield Hallam University, and gives the foul away for the University of Sheffield. Needless foul, especially in a situation where Farthing looks like he could potentially lump the ball up the pitch, and with only 10 men on the pitch, putting him up there, you're more than likely to reap the rewards, aren't you, Ashton?
Yeah, you are. I'm surprised with that corner, Basham wasn't able to get his head on it. It was a good cross this time from the corner. Wasn't the same in swinging kind of to the back post. It was a bit more direct, and it worked a bit better. And it was unlucky that Basham wasn't able to get his head on it.
Just awaiting then. The referee having a stern word with the Sheffield Hallam strike there. In fact, I think he's brought out the first yellow card of the game. He's had the first red card. It's been just nothing more than talking to so far, but the first yellow card of the match there. Waiting for the ball, University of Sheffield with 6 or 7 men up on this near side line. Ambitious balls brought in, a good ball as well into the box, well defended by Sheffield Hallam though. They've defended very well from set pieces so far, haven't they?
Yeah, once again, they've structured themselves well. Good man marking. Obviously, there's a big tall player up front for the University of Sheffield, and they matched him well, and they've dealt with him well. And I can't see the aerial balls being able to break Hallam down.
Basham was wiped out there by, that in fact was Sam Kay. He actually just had a stern talking to last time. Now it's the first yellow card of the match. We've had 1 red and 1 yellow now. The referee, he's done well so far, hasn't he? He's controlled the game well. There's been a few cynical tackles, especially one of them, but he's generally done well, hasn't he, so far?
Yeah, he's made all the right decisions. The red card being one was a brilliant decision. Obviously, with an event like this, you probably don't want to give a red card, but he made the right decision. And the small decisions like corners and throw-ins, he's done very well as well.
Header hits the side netting there. Many of the University of Sheffield crowd to the opposite side of us thought that had gone in, but to the jeers of the Hallam crowd, it had not gone in, and they certainly hadn't equalised there. Better attacking and threat so far by the University of Sheffield. Ollie Basham's trying to raise them up, raise the morale from centre back. They really need to get themselves back into this game. They're starting to, but as we know, one error can cost everything here in the Varsity football match. A heavy touch there by John Brailsford. Gives the ball back to Sheffield Hallam. Now they have a chance to counter-attack here. It's with Kay looking for teammates round, but he's swarmed by the black of gold, but he's still got the ball here, and he goes for an ambitious long shot, but in fact that's incredibly poor in the situation, isn't it, Ashley?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you could have done any better. 2-1 up, I think you're probably allowed to go, and 10 men down, you're probably allowed to go for those kind of shots just to see what happens. And yeah, just a poor shot in the end.
Basham with the ball here, playing it out towards this right-hand side. Here it is with University of Sheffield number 16, Tom Jenkins, the fullback, just content to pass it around here at the back to McLaughlin and over to Basham on that left-hand side, just beginning to spread the play slightly. Over on that far side, Tom Dawley had the ball there. It's back to Basham though, looking to try and get that breakthrough. A great ball over the top there. Can it run on? It just runs out of play though. However, for the University of Sheffield, that's better. It's more direct. It's a little bit better. And Sheffield Hallam are coming under a little bit under threat. Not enough to become uncomfortable, but they are. University of Sheffield are starting to threaten, aren't they?
Yeah, that was the first long ball over the top that has exploited Team Hallam. And there's a lovely ball by Joe McLaughlin, I believe. And yeah, just a great ball, but it just skipped a bit too much on the bounce and ran away from the University of Sheffield striker.
Poor goal kick there by Peter Room in the maroon goal. The ball's given back to the University of Sheffield, and it's spread out into this near side to Brailsford. He has a chance to drive at the Hallam fullbacks now. Bit of trickery there, and the ball just slips there in the centre. That was King, just slipped when he didn't need to. It could have been a massive attack there, but it's back to Basham, and he spreads the play out to Dawley. Dawley has the ball on that side, now looking for his counterpart Wilson. It's a poor ball into the area, but wins the corner. Can the University of Sheffield salvage anything from that poor bit of play there, to be quite frank, Ashton?
Yeah, better play, kind of, to be honest. They're starting to exploit the width, which is better with 10 men Hallam, and it allows gaps to be created. And you saw then being able to exploit them at that point, and let's see what they could do from the corner.
Corner on that far hand side near the swathe of black and gold fans. Nothing again there. Two Hallam men miscommunicated in the air there when they really could have done with getting the ball away. Centre back McLaughlin with the ball in the area. Good flick on the near post and just inches wide on the far post of the goal. Maybe they could have done with the man just that back post, just lurching there to try and get the tap in, couldn't they?
Yeah, there's a bit of confusion from Team Hallam, which allowed Ollie Basham to get in the ball, and then there was maybe just a poor cross, but a lovely flick on, and then just nothing at the back post to put it in the back of the net.
Still 2-1 then here as we have just approached towards the 65-minute mark, 25 minutes to go. Can Sheffield Hallam restore pride after their Varsity loss and win the football, or will the point be go towards penalties and a half point with the University of Sheffield, of course, who have won their 6th Varsity in a row. Congratulations to the University of Sheffield, much deserved. Commiserations to Sheffield Hallam, of course, but they're still fighting for pride. Great ball into the area by Brailsford then. A bit of confusion with the keeper there, and a mistake couldn't be capitalised on by King. And that was a golden chance for the University of Sheffield, wasn't it, Ashton?
Yeah, again, they're trying to use those balls to exploit the keeper, and it worked again there. And you can obviously see a weakness, and I thought a horrible challenge just then, but the referee's not giving it, and it's play on. Play
on then for Sheffield Hallam, and they're driving at the black and gold's defence now. In the centre we have there is Sam Kay, gives the ball back to Worrell, and he spreads the play well out on that far side. Alex Marsh looking for that ball to the far side. Good touch on the far side there by Adam Loris, and he brings it back to Marsh, who passes it back to Worrell. They're going back to where they started. Worrell looking to try and drive at the defence there, but a bit of a stray ball there for the Hallam fullback. Great delivery though, and not well dealt with by Jack Farthing in the net, and a wasted opportunity there for Sheffield Hallam. The ball goes back into the upper tier of the Leppings lane end. A golden chance for Sheffield Hallam to potentially have killed the game off there, wasn't it?
Yeah, poor goalkeeping there, but unlucky really for him. It just bounced above him, skimmed onto his arms, and bounced out to Team Hallam, who should have really finished it there.
Just awaiting on the third substitution for Sheffield Hallam. We will confirm who that will be. Of course, the jerseys have been switched over. Anthony Worrell off the pitch. Rob Worrell is off the pitch. A great stint by him so far for Sheffield Hallam. We'll try and get confirmation of who the oncoming player is so far. As we said, a lot of the jerseys have been switched around since the sending off, and a couple of head injuries as well. But it's over the ball is Jack Farthing. Two nervy moments by both goalkeepers there, wasn't it?
Yeah, both palming it straight into the direction of the strikers, but I think the Team Hallam's opportunity was much greater than the one for University of Sheffield. He should have done much better with that opportunity, and it was really just unlucky. Substitution,
first one of the night for the University of Sheffield. The goal scorer, Alex Bradshaw, has come off the pitch. First year politics student Jan Griffiths has come on to take his place up top, and he's immediately brought into the action. Couldn't win anything in the air there, but a bit of an intriguing substitution, especially when there's the Sheffield Hallam University are 10 men down, and you need to get back in this game if you're a University of Sheffield player. Why have they taken an attacker off for an attacker?
I guess to try and freshen things up, try and push again for that extra goal. Maybe the striker was tired, and they just need to get that little bit extra to push themselves over the line.
Bro on that far side then, in front of the black and gold fans over there. The ball swart out to McLaughlin and onto this near side to Tom Jenkins. Looking a bit of space on this far side for the University of Sheffield. Jenkins waiting for options though. King, a nice little piece of play there to give it to Brailsford. Brailsford looking to take on his man. Back to King in the centre. There's a lot of space coming in that midfield now, and he passes it back over to the captain, Will Saxon, and it's with Dawley, just behind Dawley then when it really did not need to be, and the 1-2 goes begging there, but they win back the ball. Dawley has the ball on that far side, looks to whip it in. Not the best defending by Sheffield Hallam, but they get it away just in that situation, and very well. Great strike play there from the Sheffield Hallam striker Sam Kay, looking to find his men, but held up the ball fantastically into the situation. and it's one back. That's the proper striker's role, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly the role that maybe someone like Peter Crouch would play, just holding it up, trying to settle the game down, maybe even waste a bit of time, just waiting for his team to get up the field, which is perfect play for a team with 10 men.
Again, the time being irked down by Sheffield Hallam University. Over on that far side, just in front of the University of Sheffield fans, the throw is taken. Ambitious ball into the box there, well defended by Joe McLaughlin, and University of Sheffield can breathe a sigh of relief for only about 10 seconds. The ball comes back in, well defended by Will Saxon, but it goes out for a Sheffield Hallam throw, and it's just giving them more and more time to waste down to try and get that win, to grind down the time. Again, hold on for a very good victory, if they can hold on. Of course, the game is by no means over yet, as the ball is with Jack Farthing. Coming into the last 20 minutes then, just over 20 minutes to go. How do you think this one could potentially pan out, Ashton?
I think Hallam might just hold on to it. They've had a great substitution there, making the formation go back to a 4-4-1, and that's just calmed things down, and it's allowed them to have a bit more width in their play. But I don't think they're going to score another goal, but maybe they will now.
Again, wasteful by the University of Sheffield there, but they win it back. Brailsford has the ball. Another poor pass, trying to look over the top. The fancy balls are really not working for the University of Sheffield here, and they need to simplify their play down to really pose an attacking threat in the last quarter of the match. Balls straight upfield, then more space for Sheffield Hallam in that midfield, but lost the ball out to the ball there. Griffiths is on the ball now, and looks like it could have been a cynical foul there. Advantage well played by the referee. Saxon has a go from distance. Too wide. It was really never going on target, and it was a bit of a dud effort in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just shows the strength of Team Hallam's defence. They're forcing the University of Sheffield to either play it long or have those kind of shots from far out, and it's just not working for the University of Sheffield so far. Frustrating
Afternoon for the University of Sheffield at the moment. They really thought, after going 1-0 up and Sheffield Hallam down to 10 men, it could have been their afternoon to go on and get a hefty scoreline, but credit to Sheffield Hallam, they've been dogged and gutsy, and they've got themselves into a winning position. Brailsford takes on his man down the outside, beats him, looks for in the centre to find a D, but Sheffield Hallam defence get it away again. Space in that middle now. Saxon looks for the big pass. Again, wasteful there when he could have played a much more simple pass, or even played it along the ground to Brailsford then. There was a lot of space, wasn't there?
Yeah, they're beginning to panic a bit. They didn't need to play such a complicated ball. In this kind of game, you need to start playing on the floor maybe, and starting getting your confidence, building up the pressure, and eventually maybe they might equalise, but it's not looking like it at the moment.
2-1 still here to Sheffield Hallam University, of course. They won the swimming competitions earlier on in the day, but the University of Sheffield got the elusive points, take him over the marker to win Varsity 2018. Another set a bit of time to be wasted here, and in fact I think the referee is going to come over and have a strong word with the full-back, and he does indeed. Next one I think might be a bookie, mightn't it?
Yeah, for sure. They are beginning to take down the clock a bit with their play, just a bit of tactical awareness
gamesmanship by Sheffield Hallam, and they win the foul there. Needless from Liam King in that situation, especially as the ball can be whipped in. I dare say Sheffield Hallam will not bring that many men up forward, and the referee in fact tells Sam Kay to get up off the floor there. They're trying to go down to supposedly feign an injury. He might be injured, but the referee saw what he was doing there and thought better of it. Well refereed today so far by our match official, of course. Sheffield Hallam not pursuing much counter-attack there, but very close to net. It's off the bar, and he's missed a sitter. An absolute sitter goes begging for the University for Sheffield Hallam after the fullback on that far side, Wilson, hits the ball onto his own post. He's only 2 yards out, and he manages to sky it over. That could be a game changer, couldn't it? As we look at the screen now, and the goalkeeper for Sheffield Hallam, Peter Room, is pretty disconsolate there. Ashton, what was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, a bit of a non-league mix-up there. The University of Sheffield player directs it onto his own post, and then bounces at the feet of Team Hallam. He takes the touch and then just skies it over the bar. It should really be 3-1 Hallam.
It really should be there. And that was comical stuff there from both the University of Sheffield and Sheffield Hallam. He really should have scored from that situation. He reminds me of that chance Cristiano Ronaldo in 2006-07 had at Bramall Lane, of course, arch rivals of Sheffield Wednesday, when he skied it from a seemingly impossible position. But Sam Kay's managed to better that somehow from there. I mean, it did come on to him quickly, but you really expect your striker to be scoring that situation as the University of Sheffield lose the ball there. Back to Sam Kay, who goes down the referee, giving nothing in that situation, however, and defended well by Basham, but it's a loose touch there and a great skill by Kay, and he's sent them to the dryers there with that one, but a poor pass. Now there's space for the University of Sheffield down on this near side for Brailsford to drive in, but he doesn't choose to, and he looks for that long ball again. Ashton, was that the right choice there? As we just wait and see, yes, it's a Sheffield Hallam throw in. Ashton, was that the right choice for John Brailsford to do there?
I think it might have been the only choice in the circumstances. There didn't seem to be much support around him. It was either go long or lose the ball for him, kind of. And it was unlucky for him not to win the throw in there. Direct
stuff being taken by the University of Sheffield at the minute. They are in a bit of a situation here as it stands. Still 2-1 to Sheffield Hallam, of course. They should really be 3-1 up and out of sight, but the University of Sheffield have been given a lifeline to see if they can capitalise on a cynical foul there by Jan Griffiths, waved away by the referee. Nothing was given, but the player's down. Great skill there by Cameron Howe, and he wins the free kick in a very perilous situation for the University of Sheffield, about 23 yards from goal. Great run there, wasn't it?
Yeah, lovely piece of skill, opening up the space, and I think he knew that he wasn't going to be able to get a shot off and he wasn't going to get any support, and just a bit of professionalism there to win the free kick.
15 minutes of normal time to go. Can Sheffield Hallam hold on? This is a great chance here as we see a booking for Captain Will Saxon there for the University of Sheffield. This is in a very dangerous position here. We've seen the keepers have been a bit tentative, haven't they? And you'd be very confident if you were Alex Marsh standing over the ball here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we saw one from University of Sheffield in the first half, which was a bit far out, which did trouble the goalkeeper. But Hallam did have one at the other side in the first half where they skied it. So maybe, I'm not sure, but he does have a chance here to get it in.
Alex King standing over the ball. Only 4 men are up in the attacking area for Sheffield Hallam. A great set piece work there. Great save, good save. The end actually didn't really test him in the end. Jack Farthing there, number 30. There it was number 13. That was Cameron Howe, in fact. Didn't test him out at all. The ball's cheaply given away by Jack Farthing. Keepers are making a couple of mistakes. Alex Marsh, some brilliant skills in a great situation there. Fantastic play. Look for the pile driver shot and quite frankly shanked it there. And but it's well played out on the far side to Loris. Loris back to Loris. Great ball over the top. Can Loris get it in? He's still got the ball, and no one's marking the man there. Good defending there by Liam King, but the ball is not away. Back to Marsh on the edge of the area, and he completely scuffs it. Good hold-up play there. Jan Griffiths in that situation, does he need to be a bit stronger?
Yeah, but I think it just shows how much of a shambles the University of Sheffield defence. In fact, he's been able to take on the whole of the Uni of Sheffield defence there and get quite far without them putting in a single challenge.
Not at all at the minute. The University of Sheffield have been kind of cut out the game at this stage. They're not really providing any real attacking threat. As I say, that Adi has got it near the Sheffield Hallam box, but it looks like, and it certainly has, ran out for a Sheffield Hallam goal kick, and it's more cherished time for them to waste as they look to try and get the victory so far. Very good spell for them just before half-time, and after half-time they came out of the traps to get the goal. Courtesy of Sam Kay. Very good goal indeed. But as you were mentioning, the University of Sheffield defence have not been at their best today, have they?
No, they've not really been up there with what maybe they would be expecting. They've been able to be taken on, and they've lacked that cutting edge. And Team Hallam have definitely been able to exploit it, and that is why they're 2-0 up.
Brailsford looking to deliver the ball there, but rather embarrassingly skews it into the Kop stand. certainly don't really want to do that in front of the Sheffield Hallam fans in that area, but that's another chance, a realistic chance that's gone begging, hasn't it?
Yeah, he had a lot of space there, he had much more time, maybe take an extra touch, and he could have easily put in a good cross that would have challenged the Team Hallam defence, but unfortunately he just put it over the bar.
Still 2-1 there as we approach the 79th minute. We will wait for 11 minutes normal time. Another substitution here, the second one for the University of Sheffield. Number 11 is coming off. That is Tom Dawley on the far side. He's had quite a positive performance, but coming on for the University of Sheffield, Ethan Blackburn, number 23, is coming on. It looks like now they're going to go 3 up top, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like that. I think it looks like they're going to have 2 up top with number 14 just dropping in behind potentially, or maybe going for a 4 and then a bit of a wide diamond and then the 1 up front.
Another substitution for Sheffield Hallam here on the far side. Number 2, that is Adam Loris, is coming off the pitch, and Will Saxon is trying to get him off the pitch quickly as possible. Jonathan Collo will be coming on, this one number 15. We might have more than 115 on the pitch, we do not know anymore because the jerseys keep getting switched. But to the applause of the Maroon Army in front of us, Adam Loris comes up the pitch. He's played really well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been one of the key threats for Team Hallam. He had a lovely chance to score earlier and skied it, but apart from that, he's had a brilliant game and yeah, definitely helped in this 2-1 lead for Team Hallam.
John Collo slotting in to that right back position there as we see the keeper slipping on his delivery of the kick. Another poor kick from him. Now the University of Sheffield have a real chance to burst from just inside the Hallam half. A poor pass again, and it gives Sheffield Hallam a chance to break. It's 2 versus 4 Union defenders so far, but well dealt with by the University of Sheffield. Now in Marsh, who's looking for the ambitious shot, and hits it straight into the Leppings Lane end now, and he's gone down, in fact, Alex Marsh. He might have just getting a bit cramped because he did strike that hard. He might have felt a twitch there. It might be Odin Odibi who's also all a little bit confusing at the minute, but the ball is with Jack Farthing as we wait to continue. Alex Marsh is up okay from a slight bout of cramp, just waiting for the ball to be started. Played short there. It's a very poor ball, very poor touch from both Jack Farthing there and McLaughlin at the back. They really don't need that, do they, Ashton?
Again, it's just summing up University of Sheffield's defence. It's poor, really. He didn't need to put it in there. He could have easily played it along the floor for Ollie Basham, and he's just been unable to control that ball.
Card comes out for the Sheffield Hallam fullback on this near side. 4 time wasting, and I'm sure they won't really mind in the situation at the minute. 9 minutes left to go, in fact nearly 8 minutes left to go, plus whatever stoppage time the ref allocates us here. University of Sheffield 1, Sheffield Hallam University 2 in the final Varsity fixture, Varsity 2018, as the ball is delivered back in the area. They close to get in the corner. Well defended, in fact, in that situation, to only keep it out for... No, it's a corner. He did not manage to keep out, and again, poor defending, Ashton. Could it be costly here? And surely a game at this stage would be hook, line and sinker.
Yeah, it's poor again from University of Hallam, which just sums again, from University of Sheffield, and they've just not been able to deal with any of the balls that Hallam have put in successfully, and it just shows that Team Hallam are on top, which is unlikely as Team Hallam are from the division below. University of Sheffield should be playing to a higher level and should possibly easily be winning this.
University of Sheffield Hallam University, of course, have proven that trends can be broken at this stage. Currently, there is still time for the University of Sheffield to get that goal to make it evens and even try and go on and win. But it's looking highly unlikely at the minute as Sheffield Hallam just burned down the clock slightly. Alex Marsh to take the corner on that far side. 2 Sheffield University attackers on the halfway line. They're being man-marked by 4 in maroon to make sure they can't break away. Hallam fans are certainly feeling like they've nearly got the job done here. They are becoming more partisan. It's really good to see both crowds today cheering on for both teams respectfully to a certain extent. A good header there. It was a very good chance for that Sheffield Hallam to try and sew up the game. But now the University of Sheffield can look to break, and it goes out for their ball halfway inside their own half on this near side. Tom Jenkins looking to take the quick throw, but another substitution is set to be made at this stage. Matt Harris for Sheffield Hallam will be coming on for the remainder of the match. There will be a substitution. The number 18 is coming off. I think that's Sam Kay potentially coming off. He's, of course, the scorer of the second goal and receives a warm reception from the Hallam faithful in front of him. He's played very well. He's been very physical, hasn't he? Been an aerial physical threat, and he's got his reward, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's held up the balls beautifully for the game, especially when they were down to 10 men. His gameship has been perfect, and his goal was lovely. It was a lovely 50-50 aerial ball, and he's put all his head on it and put it in the back of the net.
University of Sheffield fans are starting to find their voice, to rally on their team in these final stages, with Brailsford on this near side, and again it's a poor ball and it goes the way of Sheffield Hallam. Well defended in the situation, very cheeky, and he managed to get it away, but only as far as Brailsford. They're halfway inside the Hallam half, and a very strong tackle there, and the defenders paid the price for commitment there. It was a very good tackle, just got caught by Brailsford's studs on the way through. Legally, of course, that was just an accident there. It's with Saxon on the far side. Back to Basham, finds a very good ball there to King in the centre, and he's just looking for his options there. Comes out to Saxton. The goal's opening up for Saxton on that side. Just a way to see, can't get the ball through. Great ball into the box. But, oh, that was a chance. A very good chance there for the University of Sheffield. At the back post, Ethan Blackburn just collided there with Tom Adi. Now, was that the chance, Ashton?
I think that was probably their best chance they've had since their own goal, to be honest. It was a lovely cross, and then there's a bit of confusion with the two attackers, and it was like, he did everything right. He headed it down, but in the end it was a good save.
On that far side then with Jan Griffiths, he's moved into the wing position, looking to get the ball in the box, but wins the throw-in, in fact, for the University of Sheffield, just on that far side, nearly in line with the 18-yard box. They're starting to slowly creep up as Sheffield Hallam beginning to tire. Of course, they've been playing the best part of an hour so far, nearly an hour, with 10 men. They've dealt with it fantastically in the situation, and get the ball back, and very held up by Matt Harris. I'm sure he'll just take his time here, waiting for his teammates in maroon to come to his aid. Very well played there. And number 3 on this near side, that is Matt Leyland. Leyland going for the ball through, couldn't find anything there. Back to Harris, and now it's with Odibi on this near side. He's willing to hold up, but the flag goes up on the far side. That's about the only second offside we've had so far, isn't it? Apart from the disallowed goal with the University of Sheffield in the first half.
Yeah, good call, I think, by the linesman. Yeah, it's a let-off really for University of Sheffield as they got the ball back, as it looked like Team Hallam were just going to hold on to it in that corner. Another
substitution is imminent for the University of Sheffield. JJ Keeley looks like he's going to be coming on, and it's another attacker. They're looking for an attacking threat. They really are not giving up here, though, but they just cannot seem to find any way of getting through a resolute Sheffield Hallam team, especially the defence who are playing well. Up to Basham, does well in the situation to get away from Odibi and pass it out on the far side to the full-back. That is Callum Wilson, the vice-captain, but again a wasteful Hollywood-style pass, not needed, especially when you need to create the attack first before trying to go for goal.
Yeah, soon you'd have to see maybe University of Sheffield overloading the box a bit. With only nearly 2 minutes to go, there doesn't seem enough desperation from the University of Sheffield to get back into this game.
Now there's a substitution being made here. Callum Wilson is coming off for the University of Sheffield for JJ Keeley, much to the dismay of Captain Will Saxon. He just had a bit of a disagreement with the manager there, and Callum Wilson also looks a bit perplexed to why he's coming off, but JJ Keeley will be the one coming off. Sheffield Hallam fans taunting the manager, getting sacked in the morning at this rate is what they are saying. A bit disagreement from Callum Wilson there, and intriguing to see the least. But JJ Keeley is on the pitch now, and they will need to try and work out how to make a way through the puzzle that is Sheffield Hallam's defence. 88 minutes on the clock then. 2-1 still to Sheffield Hallam, courtesy of that early goal in the second half by Sean Kay. Very good effort there. Half a chance, well kept out by Peter Room in goals, and he looks very confident there, given the couple of fumbles he's had during the match, didn't he, Ashton?
Yeah, it was a good grab there. Coming back to substitution, I don't really understand this one, because it just seems like a like-for-like replacement. If anything, you would have taken off number 3, who is Callum Wilson, who's played very well so far, for maybe attacker, but he's brought him on for another left back, and I'm unsure why that is.
Two perplexing like-for-like substitutions then for the University of Sheffield. It's now with Ethan Blackburn on this near side, looking to win the corner. Does he manage to keep it in? He's kept the ball in a very good situation there. Now the University of Sheffield need to attack with menace and men forward, but they just aren't doing so at the minute as we enter the final 30 seconds or so of normal time. But yes, it's very perplexing that they've brought on a fullback. Maybe they're giving people game time in the situation. Sheffield have, of course, won Varsity 2018, but surely they want a bit of pride restored to try and fight out and go for the draw. They've shown no real attacking intent since Alex Bradshaw broke the deadlock early on in the first half. 5 minutes added time is the word we are getting, and can that 5 minutes be crucial for the University of Sheffield as Griffiths puts the ball into a dangerous area looking for Blackburn, but the foul goes the way of Sheffield Hallam University. 5 minutes added time, the ball goes up. It is 5 minutes added time, and so much to the disgruntledness of the crowd, the Hallam crowd in front of us. Again, a bit of cramp for a couple of defenders there. To be fair to Sheffield Hallam, they've worked their socks off today, haven't they?
Yeah, you're not surprised by the injuries. They've given 100%, and of course, because of the red card, they're going to have to be running the extra mile for their team. And of course, they've defended very well against the University of Sheffield, but really, the University of Sheffield haven't really given any threat.
The Hallam fans can feel it. The players must be starting to dream it now. Varsity victory on one of the grandest stages of all, one of the most traditional English grounds in history, in fact. Loads of FA Cup semi-finals being played here at the Hillsborough ground, home of the prestigious Sheffield Wednesday FC. Can they keep going to get that victory on this hallowed turf? Another Sheffield Hallam player has gone down here with a bit of cramp. Is this intelligent gamesmanship, or is it genuine in the injuries?
Well, I don't know, maybe a bit of both. If you do feel a little nickel at this point, you're going to go down, just slow the game down, bring the game back under control, and either way, it's working for Team Hallam.
Team Hallam then 2-1 up. Sheffield Hallam University, about a minute has been played of the 5 so far. As we enter the dying stages of Varsity 2018 as well as this match. Sheffield Hallam looking to get it in the corner there, and it goes out for a throw for the University of Sheffield. They look to get underway straight away, and the throw goes to Jack Farthing. Harris is buzzing around up front to try and just keep the energy going for the Maroon team. But now could be a chance, maybe one final chance for Sheffield Hallam to University of Sheffield in the situation. It's out to Liam King, a poor touch there, but it's got to Tom Adi on this far side. He plays out to Griffiths, and it's a poor decision there by Griffiths. That's pretty wasteful with the time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the exact thing they don't want at this point. I think everybody, or maybe on this side and that side, could see he was in offside position, but it's just a bit of desperation from the attacker who saw an open man and just needed to get rid of it.
Desperation stuff for the University of Sheffield there. Of course, we will more likely to see him next year. He's a first-year student. Of course, for this year, will be an exciting learning curve. Hopefully, next year he'll be part of a winning team for the University of Sheffield, or an exciting team. Let's say an exciting match. It's been a very good match here today so far, but now the University of Sheffield, Hallam gave the ball away there, and it's pumped upfield towards Griffith and put out of play by John Collo on that far side. Half of extra time has been played, and the real intensity of University of Sheffield starting to be ramped up as the Hallam fans start to become more and more enjoyable. And now is the chance for the University of Sheffield. Well, let's go! It's in! The University of Sheffield have scored. It's that man, Jan Griffiths, who has scored A wonderful finish, and the Sheffield Hallam crowd goes silent in front of us to the delirium of the Black and Gold Army on the far side. A fantastic finish by the University of Sheffield's first year. Jan Griffiths gets his name on the score sheet and salvages the game for the University of Sheffield. Over to you, Ash.
Oh, to be honest, didn't see that coming. Saw the long through, saw it headed down. I saw him get the ball. I wasn't expecting him to do that. Lovely effort, and it's against the run-off play. And unfortunately, there's overexcitement over there, and the steward has been taken down.
Real shame over there because the steward has been knocked over by some of the crowd in the University of Sheffield. It's not what we want to see. That's really bad there. We do not want to see that in this match, and our thoughts go out to the steward that just got knocked down there. We really don't need to see that at this stage in a varsity match itself. Just behave yourself in the crowd. But Sheffield Hallam get us underway then, and then through on goal, but the flag goes up, and Jack Farthing swoops up the ball without much hesitation. It was offside there. 94 minutes now have been played. Looks like it's about a minute left to go. Half a minute now left to go. In fact, of enthralling varsity games, the University of Sheffield have salvaged something against the 10 men of Sheffield Hallam. They will be heartbroken, won't they, Ash?
Yeah, they've done everything possible. Their amazing performance at 10 men down, and they've just been unlucky. They did everything they could. It's just a fantastic strike from the University of Sheffield.
University of Sheffield are now on the attack again. Can they turn the game round within a matter of minutes and do a miraculous escape? A free kick in a dangerous position for them now. Hallam, they might give it away. They've got to defend this well in the situation. Over the ball, it's going to be an in-swinging right footer. And all men are up, only 2 men are back for Sheffield Hallam, not including the keeper, Jack Farthing. Can the University of Sheffield do the impossible and turn it around within the dying stage, the added time as well? That would be heartbreaking if it happens, but Sheffield Hallam, of course, been resolute in defence as the ball is delivered towards the back post. It's in! The ball is in the net, and it's been turned around. It looks like Ollie Basham might have scored it. Joe McLaughlin has scored it, and the crowd go wild for the University of Sheffield. They've turned it around in extra time. Oh my word, they have done it, and the Hallam are heartbroken at this stage. 3-2, the point is going to the University of Sheffield. What a way! It was in the 95th minute. Was it the last kick of the game? Fans are on the pitch. The Black and Gold Army are delirious, Ashton.
Oh, I think that definitely has to be the best comeback of Varsity, probably that Varsity has ever seen, at least what I've experienced. That was a great free kick delivery. It looked like it was going to go straight in from the goalkeeper. They've got ahead to it. It bounces off one of the defenders, and it's just first to it, and it's the University of Sheffield player. What a comeback from the University of Sheffield in added time.
It looks like it was either one of the centre-backs, Ollie Basham, or Joe McLaughlin scored. I think it was Joe McLaughlin by the way he ran over to the Black and Gold faithful over there. We must be nearly finished now. Sheffield Hallam look to get us underway, but this could be it. 95 minutes have been played. Surely the Black and Gold will park the bus now. All men forward for the Maroon Army of Sheffield Hallam, but a wasteful chance there, and it's away by the University of Sheffield. They are just played over 5 minutes now. The referee, of course, might have had to add some time on from the situations that arose in the crowd over on the far side. But oh my word, the University of Sheffield have turned it on its head. These players shouldn't be celebrating just now. Captain Will Saxon is telling his team to keep their head. They haven't finished it just yet, but the fans are bouncing on the far side. It is bouncing at Hillsborough. It hasn't been bouncing like this for a long time here, has it, Ashton?
Well, the last time a team bounced at Hillsborough, it was Sheffield Wednesday against Sheffield United.
Your beloved Sheffield United.
And Sheffield United went on to score. Let's hope this doesn't happen to the University of Sheffield.
In the box, and it's cleared by the University of Sheffield, and all legs are running up the field trying to get into the Hallam territory. A wayward ball there. Hallam have kept all their men forward. Have the University of Sheffield just committed too many men forward in this situation? Bad challenge, an unneeded challenge in the situation there by the University of Sheffield. And now comes a chance for Sheffield Hallam to get their opportunity to salvage something out of the match. We have now played 96 minutes, of the game. A minute's over, and all players bar the goalkeeper are up for Sheffield at Hallam. Ashton, yes or no to a goal? What's going to happen?
To be honest, I want to see a goal. It'll be a great reaction. We might as well send the keeper
The
up.
keeper is
What
up.
have you got to
Peter
lose?
Room is coming up. Can Hallam salvage something? Over to the back post, and it's over. The chance is way to half chance. The referee blows. The University of Sheffield have done the near impossible and turned the game on its head. Sheffield Hallam were cruising to victory in 91 minutes, but a goal by Jan Griffiths and Joe McLaughlin has turned the game on its head. They've done what many teams have failed to do before, and the University of Sheffield fans pile onto the pitch at this moment. They'll need to go off the pitch. Congratulations to the black and gold army of the University of Sheffield. Sheffield Hallam, commiserations to you. They are heartbroken at this stage. It's stunned silence from the maroon crowd in front of us. And as we hand back over to our television cast, it is finished here at Hillsborough. Miraculously, the University of Sheffield 3, Sheffield Hallam 2.
Thank you very much, Matt and Ashton. Well, what a game, and more to the point, what a second half. What were you thinking of that?
It is the most incredible finish to a varsity you will ever see in the history of the University of Sheffield and Sheffield Hallam. 2-1 in the 92nd minute, and it finishes 3-2 to Sheffield Hallam. Hallam completely switched off, the pressure got to them, and Uniov kept their heads up, and to be fair to them, 2 great goals to win the match and end varsity on a high for them.
It's unbelievable. I honestly need to sit down. It just goes crazy. I mean, we were all thinking, okay, it's going to be a relatively quiet ending of the game, but 1 goal, 2-2, okay. You know, what a great comeback, what a great ending. 3-2, unbelievable. I'm speechless. I have nothing more to say. To end varsity like that doesn't get any better. It honestly doesn't get any better. We're so lucky.
And the second surprise victory we've seen for the University of Sheffield today, with the women's ones earlier as well and the men's ones now.
Yeah, it's bad time for the football club at Hallam. I was talking to the Hallam players, and apparently I took the Hallam kind of staff. Apparently Hallam didn't prepare very well yesterday. They were out at some of the events and stuff like that, which obviously doesn't help. But by the looks of things, University of Sheffield have really come with a very good attitude to try and win both games, and they've managed to do so for the first time in a long time.
And obviously they turned it around right at the last minute there. What do you think gave them that extra push to be able to do that?
Well, I think it's surprising, really, because Hallam looked like they had the game in the bag with pretty much the final whistle. Considering they were 10 men, that shouldn't really have been the way it should have gone. So Uniov will have to ask themselves a few questions of why they allowed that to happen. But I think it was complacency from Hallam, not seeing the game out as professionally as they could have done, as to why they've ended up losing this game.
They're not asking any questions tonight. Tonight they are going to be going crazy.
Oh, yeah,
it's unbelievable. No one expected that. You know, they will carry on to push, which was, we thought, okay, you know, they haven't managed to get a goal in the last kind of 30 minutes or so. But yeah, that finish was remarkable. After the first goal, it went crazy. After the second, everyone just went like nuts. Hallam was very quiet on this end of the stadium. I think they were pretty shocked by that.
I do have to pick up on the point that they were a man down throughout most of the match tonight, and they looked like they were coming back quite confidently in the second half, especially with that early goal. What changed for Hallam?
I'm not entirely sure what's gone wrong for them, because they started the second half very strongly, the complete opposite of what I said was going to happen. Then the game sort of plateaued towards the end of the second half, and it looked like it was going to peter out and be a sort of dull 2-1 finish. And then Uniov managed to get quite a lucky goal, and I think that changed the momentum of the game, and that's very important in football, momentum. And Uniov, when they had that free kick in the 96th minute, you knew there was only going to be one way that was going to finish.
Well, I think Hallam clearly just turned off. You know, there was an awful lot of extra time, way more than there should have been. Uniov were very lucky with that. And Hallam kind of just stopped really concentrating. They lost their focus. And after that first goal in, they were just so downbeat. It felt like a win to the University of Sheffield at that point, because they came back to get to the equalising point. And then they again shut off again, and University of Sheffield got a very easy goal. Hallam had another chance at the other end straight after that, but they headed over. And so University of Sheffield were just more clinical and really took their chances.
And it must be amazing, one, to have the victory and to have that final point of Varsity in the bag, but to do it in a stadium like this at Hillsborough, playing with your football club.
These players will remember this moment for the rest of their lives. The fans will remember this moment for the rest of their lives. To turn around a fixture in such style, and the amount it means to the students, it's an incredible moment for us all, really.
Yeah, I think obviously, you know, what you after university, you can say what are your highlights, and for undoubtedly these guys, that this will be one of them, if not it. It didn't get much better. You're playing in front of so many people and having such a dramatic comeback. We didn't believe it was going to happen. We thought that was it. We were kind of trying to think about, okay, how are we going to say it and stuff like that. And then that happened, and it just kind of threw everything up. I think, you know, such drama. There's no better end to Varsity. You know, normally ice hockey, when it's kind of Hallam win relatively comfortably, or maybe there's a draw. This is just unbelievable. I think I'm still shocked.
So what do you think this means for Varsity on the whole? We were talking a bit about earlier how this would extend the 10-point lead that University had last year to now 11 points now that we've won. Do you think this is indicative of what's for years to come?
It's a big knockout punch. It's got to hurt so much for Hallam. You know, they were looking like they were going to reduce it to 9 points, so it's 1 point less than last year. So they could call some sort of, you know, we've made progress, but 1 point further away now. University of Sheffield win by 11 points, which is the biggest margin for an awful long time. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty gut-wrenching.
It's a shame for Hallam, really, because they've really done themselves proud during this Varsity. They've had some great performances in various sports. So I think they need to not be disheartened from this result. Obviously, it's going to hurt a lot tonight and probably for the rest of the week. But they need to take confidence of that and keep their heads up and go again next year, because I do believe they do have a chance in it still.
And what do you think they'll be doing differently next year when they come back?
I think it's more sort of experience more than anything. So a few of these guys are first years out here tonight, and throughout all the sports there will have been a few first years. They'll now will have had experience of Varsity, and if they can field a team next year of 3 generations of uni students who have all experienced the Varsity, that will serve them in great stead going forward.
Yeah, there'll be fluctuations between the teams, but I think Hallam fundamentally need to maybe have a better look at their model of kind of supporting the sports teams. Clearly, University of Sheffield, with less funding, have been shown to be doing better at that job recently, and so I think Hallam maybe needs to try and, you know, take some from University of Sheffield and try and see how they can improve all the teams, because just targeting a couple is probably not going to work when there's such a big margin at the moment.
It has been a fantastic final event, and we'll look at the trophy now. You can see them on the pitch. They're raising the trophy, the final event of Varsity, and the final score is 45-34 to the University of Sheffield. How will they be feeling right now?
They'll be feeling great. I'm sure they will be partying long into the night. It's a great achievement for the University of Sheffield, and plaudits need to be given to every single sport, every single team that won a point and put them on the board for the University of Sheffield, and also those that didn't win, because they gave it their all, and it's not always about the winning, it's the taking part as well. So well done to all the students from both the University of Sheffield and Hallam. It's been a great few weeks of sport and for Sheffield.
It's about winning Varsity as a whole, really. That's what we care about the most. But for the teams themselves, it's about winning their event. And so obviously Hallam has still won an awful lot of events and an awful lot of matches. So those teams can be incredibly proud of their performances, and, you know, they've made a great spectacle. And even though the Hallam football team tonight will be devastated in that changing room right now, they're going to be pretty downbeat. They put on a great show, a great game. It was incredibly close in front of a great crowd. So I think they'll be pretty happy about it overall after they kind of get over that initial sadness.
So do you think it necessarily is, especially for the University of Sheffield, to know they've won Varsity overall, do you think for the teams that did lose their games, do you think that still hurts, or do you think the fact that they've won overall, will that make them feel better about that?
It definitely will still hurt, because a sense of pride, you want to win in your own sport that you take part in, but they'll probably feel relieved that it's not cost the University by a single point, and the fault doesn't lie with them. And they'll try to go again next year and see if they can win next time, because many of these students will have another crack at the whip next year.
Yeah, I think it does help. It depends how invested they were in them winning, if they were expected to win and maybe then they lost, something like that. But I think, yeah, obviously winning overall does help. Can you imagine if it was like a 1 point game or 1 point Varsity, and then that one team would feel really guilty? But because there's such a wide margin, no one team at Hallam can blame themselves, no one team at University of Sheffield can take credit for the win. It is really a team effort.
Well, what a fantastic Varsity 2018 we've had. That's it from us at Forge TV, Forge Radio and Forge Press, all on Forge Sport. You can find out more on the website, forgetoday.com/Varsity, if you've missed anything throughout the week. But that's it from us.
Certainly there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of confidence boost coming from fans, especially on set pieces.
On the head of Liam King, Nutter Bradshaw's in, and he puts it in, the
What a goal! Lost it at home!
Junior take the lead as Liam has only got one back in that. very rash challenge there from Rob Warrell. And it looks a very serious challenge. And if it is going to go to the first box, he brings one round on the side.
See what colour card he's bringing out here.
It's
a red.
He's off.
Straight red there.
And there's lots of protest there as how the player goes around. And it is, we'll find out in a minute who is. As Alex Bradshaw is limping off to the sidelines. And do you think it's gonna affect him a little bit in this game now?
It certainly does. I don't know if he'll be able to come on.
Decide, can he keep the ball in? He does indeed. He's trying to look for the cross, trying to find Luke Stevenson in the middle. Is it down? He puts the ball in. It is a goal!
Got in the back of the net. Dodged all the Hallam players.
University of Sheffield have the man advantage. Being played well then by Sheffield Hallam at the minute. And he's just going around, just looking for the attack there. Just find a nice little 1-2 there with the team. They're through on goal here. And on the near side, it's Sam Kane going for the effort. And it's in. The goal is in. Sam Kane's misfired shot gives the 10 men of Sheffield Hallam the lead. In quite calamitous circumstances for the defence of the University of Sheffield there.